Live
Hello.
and in color.
I didn't put that setting on.
Oh, can you
what's
add
up,
the color filter?
people? Thanks for bearing with us. We both separately. It's been a while since we've done this podcast, and both of us independently, we don't know what the other person did, but we both had things that involved. I've actually got to set a thing up for a while, and I need you to put this thing up. We'll explain. But
also, we're not in podcast mode yet. We're just hanging. Preamble. We're just hanging.
Hanging.
We're just a couple guys that are hanging on a Zoom now.
Just a couple Zoom bros. So what's up, Brad's Pits? What's up, Ben Yed? What's up, Ludicrous Platypus? Chris Barmonde, Antonio Pizza, McManthony. Thanks for joining us. All of y'all and all of y'all others all. 3PO. Everybody, what's up? Hello from Sweden, Johanna. How's everybody doing? How's everybody going? Welcome back. We're having a very busy month, Chris. We're having a very busy month. We did that sketch marathon.
I was going to say I'm currently experiencing a little bit of PTSD.
I am.
From
I went through
11 hours we spent on a live stream.
The beginning of my prep for today was just going through all of the scenes I have in OBS and just getting rid of all the madness we had in there for that. What's up, Cuban Mad? What's up, No Name? Yes, I am. In Dragon Prince, what's up, Kit Pigeon, Phil, Stanley Rose, Charles Wilson, Nin, Mysticon Ranger. We do have a podcast too. That's why we're doing a live one today. We're people might this has been
they don't even know we have
a Patreon centric thing. So we wanted to make sure other people got a chance to know that we're doing it so that you can find out about this other thing that happens on the Patreon. We want to tell you about it. Loved your Toronto show. What Toronto show?
Did you go to
Buffer? Buffer?
Maybe it's Bufferfest? Maybe we'd go to a film festival in Toronto called Bufferfest and premiered some stuff. That's where we premiered the When a Hotshot Detective Leaves a Room sketch.
Blazing
which
Ginger,
at the time was called One More Thing.
Yes.
It was a deep pull for my brain, but we got it,
Hi, Holy Starling.
I also want to say it's been a busy month because we literally have just been filming a ton of new stuff. We were filming 2 new things yesterday.
Shot 2 sketches yesterday, and we talked about this a lot during the live stream, during the marathon, but we did that huge block of shooting, and we're basically out. We have the short film that is available right now on Patreon that hasn't been released publicly yet, but everything else that we shot during that time is out. Oh, there's a YouTube short that's coming next week.
Yes.
But everything else, we're out. So we're shooting stuff now, and we're shooting stuff now knowing it'll get released real soon. That ADR sketch we shot a month ago, and the thing we shot yesterday is going to be out, and we're back into the and we'll try to get ahead again somewhere in here. But this month, with all of the Patreon stuff, with all of the shooting, it's a wild one. Speaking of all the Patreon stuff,
what a segue, Jack! What a lovely
here's
segue.
The calendar, if you don't recall from our marathon stream, it's June 9th. Here we are today. We're doing a live episode of Podcast Pilots the Podcast. If you end up enjoying this podcast premise, which is, we'll re-explain it, there's 2 whole seasons of it on Patreon. We're going to be doing another live episode of it, but it'll be Patreon exclusive on the 18th. We're dropping another Patreon-exclusive sketch on the 14th, and at the end of the month, we're going to get some friends together and do a big TTRPG of Save the Watermelon, and honestly, Chris and I have no idea what that means.
Which to us is a joy.
It's very exciting.
With the amount of preparation that we're trying to do on these various things, it's kind of just, I feel like it's going to be a nice self-care day to just kind of enter a space where we don't know what wonders await us.
Yeah.
Also, for the podcast, yes, we have a first season that's out publicly of the podcast. The second season is only on Patreon right now.
Yes.
And the hope is that this kind of at least gets the idea of what those other episodes end up landing on.
You'll soon realize, if you haven't seen it before, you'll soon realize there is no single thing that this podcast is. It's called Podcast Pilots the Podcast. Each episode of the podcast, Chris and I pitch to each other a pilot idea for what a podcast could be. At the end of each season, we pick one of those pilots as voted by our patrons and do another episode. It gets picked up for more episodes. We've done some really elaborate, involved. There's a lot of like road trip game style stuff. There's a lot of storytelling. We did the season 1 winner was a podcast called Avatar: The Last Viewer. I was one of the main characters from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Chris, up until we did this podcast, had never watched an episode of it.
Which we break down in the podcast as to why that math added up.
So there's multiple episodes
I'm
of
not
that
a
one.
bad friend. I'm not a bad friend, I tell myself.
No, you're not a bad friend, you tell yourself. Your brother liked Dragon Ball Z, and you didn't like Dragon Ball Z, so you didn't watch my show because you thought it was an anime, which it technically is not.
Yeah. See, the math adds up,
No,
man.
you get. We did do a podcast about the 1996 action-adventure film The Phantom. We did
Yes.
we did one. One of my faves was one called Let's Find a Cool Rock, where we just took a mic out and tried to find a cool rock together.
Which I think we did.
There's so many. We did find cool rocks.
One of my favorites was like a expose kind of journey into like underwater hotel.
Yeah, I tried to do a heavily edited like Serial or Reply All style like investigative journalist parody.
I think there's
piece.
like
I don't know what it is.
We did like improvised like space opera. We
Yeah.
did you had created RPG.
I built like a turn-based RPG for you.
Yeah.
A lot of games, a lot of improv exercises. We did a sleep pod to help you fall asleep, to relax.
We did
you
a
to sleep.
scream pod to
Yeah.
wake you up. We haven't done that one yet.
we
But
did,
Hey, maybe that'll happen this episode.
Oh, there was, of course, the classic So That's What That Tastes Like, which is a soda tasting podcast. I mean,
we did a follow-up water tasting podcast to see the nuances of various waters.
There's
Which
also
there were more, by the way. There were a lot of
nuances.
Yeah.
Also, this somehow feels like a spoiler, but you, towards the end of season 2, did a thing that I loved, which was called Half Remembered Clip Show, which was us doing a clip show, but not without any clips, just with us trying to recreate things that we sort of remembered happening on the pod.
Yeah,
I mean,
which is
there's
kinda what we're
some
doing right
good pods, and there's 4, right? We did 10 episodes in each season, so each one has 2. So there's 40 individual podcasts, 2 of which then get a second episode. So
Yes.
there is
a lot to take in.
and the second episodes, I think we did an hour. Those ones were each an hour.
My goal with this one today,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want this to necessarily feel like, oh, just a random offshoot bonus episode. I want this to feel canon. I want that we're doing it live. That's what's different. But I feel like we're gonna. I mean, I want this to feel like, yeah, it's gonna be part of the season.
Oh,
It's the beginning of a
we
new
haven't
era.
discussed this. Yes, but I think this is season 3, episode 1.
Yeah.
And season 3, and then we'll do season 3, episode 2. And there's
Yeah.
a chance seson 3 is a 2-episode season, but there's
yeah.
every
But
chance.
you could get it. You could vote on a second episode of one of those 2, maybe.
But there's every chance that we're all the way back. Well, who knows?
Who knows? Ludicrous Platypus asks, will this also be 12 hours? I would get. Well, I have a thing a little later tonight, so probably it would be better for me. It was 11 hours.
Cap it under 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
The format of the show has always been 2 half-hour ones. But they might be 2 6-hour ones. We'll see. I'm missing some chat stuff, but y'all are being lovely. Welcome. Are we coming to Bufferfest? Yes, we will have something. I don't know. Are we? Let's. Whoops.
Yeah.
We can. That's. I don't know if we were asked and said yes. I don't know what's public yet. I don't know if there was an announcement, but yeah.
Come say hi.
Come say hi. Where can we find the first season? The first season of the podcast is on an undiscovered gem of a YouTube channel called
It's I think
Chris
it's
and Jack
linked on our
Podcast
main
which would
channel
be-
as a related channel. So if
Yeah.
you go to just the front page of our channel, it's a related. I think down there at the bottom, I think it's Chris and Jack's podcast is the name of the channel.
There we go.
potentially. And then yes, season 2 on Patreon, which we've been obviously talking a lot about this month, but that is under the banner of this being the Patreon month. This is the month where we're really messaging there a lot and showcasing what's over there, adding a lot of like cool special new things that we're excited to kind of like get into the fold. But it's essentially just again putting it out there that in order to make our sketches on the main channel that we are able to share publicly and widely and everything, we need help to keep that going and sustainable. And Patreon is the best way for us to do that.
We've already had an incredible response this month from
So
when
overwhelming.
we announced it last month to during the live stream. We our Patreon patronage. I haven't done the math, but I would guess has doubled.
I think it has.
I think it has doubled, which is crazy. And so the goal of today is to have a fun thing and do a fun thing. And then the little extra bit of advertising of today is here's a thing that's part of the thing. If you like this is a part of the thing. Check out the other thing. Our Noah asks, are you excited for July 6th Park this year?
We are.
We're very excited. We're talking about how crazy this June month is. There's a looming and then in my head it's like, and then we get to the July thing. We got a big July thing, but it's like, oh, that's going to be on that's right away.
Yes.
But
we're like 3 weeks away in that territory. Yeah.
But it's going to be very exciting. Last year, for the first time ever, so we did the video series, and we knew and then when we did the last one of the video series, it was internally we were like, let's do a series finale of the video series, and then transition into actually doing this as a live party, as a live event that people can join us at. We did it last year. It was intentionally we didn't blast it as big. We kept it sort of a let's see what this is. It was incredibly fun. We had an unbelievable time. We're doing it again this year. We have to figure out. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to have some live performance elements to it. There's fun bits. There's whatever. It's going to be a very involved live show in LA. Tickets for that are currently on pre-sale on Patreon and will go live soon. But if you want to jump in there, they're already going. And I can't wait. It's going to be such a good time.
I feel like it's just I'm just being an echo chamber, but it truly is we always knew it was going to be fun, and then in doing it, it's now it's shaped up to be an actual holiday in my life. It's more fun than my birthday. I look forward to it more than I would my own birthday.
I've stopped doing things on my birthday
why is that? What is the age? Is it an age number thing where it's kind of well, now I've run out of the variety pack
thing
things.
We've settled in a routine of Lisa takes me to a nice dinner at some point, a week or two on either side of my birthday, and that's a birthday.
I'm in the mode of
really nice dinners. So.
I like it. I'm getting into the territory of a trip.
Yeah,
maybe it's a solo trip, maybe it's a small group. This last one we went to a film festival in Aspen, which worked out great.
Incredibly.
That was one of the best birthdays.
Yeah.
But I think it really post 30 was when it veered into all right, yeah, okay. Birthday stuff. Are we doing? I guess we're gonna post up and have people kind of carousel their way through, or
the post up carousel is always a good move, and I just haven't even done that for since because of having a kid and COVID. I think the year before that I did. I think in 2019 birthday, memory serves, I did because my birthday's in December. I did a marathon. I opened up the house. People come and go as they want. Marathon. TV Christmas specials, cartoon Christmas specials. You came to a lot of that.
Yes.
That was very fun. The post-up, people roll through. There's a thing going on. That's fun. I got to do one of those again. It's been a while.
Well, maybe this is I think we're all just kind of thinking the same thing here on the podcast and chat. We're just kind of waiting for our invite to the carousel birthday that you
No, and I will let you know if anything does. Honestly, now that I feel like it's probably not going to come together.
That you have a lot of runway.
I think it just feels like a little, not sure, but we'll see. It was my birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Cuba Med. How was the Patreon stream? Nate asks. Our minds were gone. We did the marathon live stream, and then we did another 45 minutes, an hour on Patreon after the marathon, where we watched I Need It Yesterday, and we snuck in a couple other little goodies just for Patreon, some things we hadn't shown publicly and hadn't mentioned we were gonna, and it was we had been talking for a really long time.
I was very conscious of the fact that people would if I saw 11 hour or whatever the runtime was on the live stream that you would scrub to the very end to see the descent into madness, and I think There really is a descent.
Did you scrub? Did we descend?
I scrubbed, but I scrubbed at the time that I was still in the madness.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I had no wherewithal. But
Okay.
yeah, I think give it a scrub to like the time where we're watching Universe.
Yeah.
You'll see, I guess, like our pupils have turned to squares by that point for how much we've just been staring at a box the entire day. I was also just crazy. I was just impressed with how like my body like just kind of went into a state of like I don't know, like meditation or something like that, where I just like everything slowed down, where I only drank water a few times. Like,
we were just not taking it. Yeah,
like we just didn't. Oh, that's what it was. We just didn't take good care of ourselves.
Didn't take good care of ourselves.
That's what it is.
Persona 5 speedruns are often 12-hour live streams. For sure. I know a lot of people do like 24-hour live streams and stuff. I commend them. This specific thing of watching our own stuff and slowly going mad and staring at your own face and trying to be that was tough for us. I can't imagine 12 hours of Persona 5, which I've never played. Niv, thanks.
Get matching Mr. DNA tattoos, that or Ian Malcolm's sexy pose. I think maybe even him laying on Mr. DNA.
Whoa.
You know? Or just a DNA.
Adorable canoodling.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, we're very excited. We're very grateful that you're joining us today and that you've been joining us all month. What do you say?
Is it
Do
time?
we start? Yeah, I mean, we'll talk a little bit.
Do we defibrillate this podcast in this moment? Do we
return of the pod
into a new era?
Usually we did like whoever went first the previous week would go for. It's been like a year and a half or 2, I don't remember. By the way, I tried to pull up an old brainstorming doc for ideas for the podcast, and the thing I found, and I later figured out like, oh, okay, I think I remember what that is. I think I remember there is an actual idea there, but it took me a very long time to figure out the actual idea because the title was Guess That Tomato. And I was like, am I just going to make Chris? Was my idea just like, Chris, is this a Roma or a San Marzano? Or what do you think, bro?
I could already guarantee you I would have hated that idea. The idea of just
I think the actual idea was raw tomatoes can be delicious. Do you not like a raw tomato?
I know. I don't like a raw tomato.
Oh, wow.
That's why
I didn't know that.
It would have been for me a real
I
pain
definitely won't do that. But I think the idea was actually like a trivia based on Rotten Tomato. Like I'm going to describe a movie through its Rotten Tomato reviews or something or whatever. Something like that.
So this care package that's seemingly looking like it's just a crate full of tomatoes.
Welcome to Guess the Tomatoes. Pomodoro? What do you think, bro?
I'm going to co-op a story that my brother had.
Yes.
When he was in high school. He was in a play called You Can't Take It With You.
Of course. They did that in my school.
As did I. I did the one too. They brought it around 5 years later. And then it's in the stage direction that you have to eat a tomato, and then he like got to where he could do it and take a big bite out of this tomato with like some salt on it, and he did it and he hated tomatoes like I did at the time, raw tomatoes. I could do them better now. I could do it on a burger or a sandwich or whatever. And then apparently there was a snafu where there was like they didn't keep buying fresh tomatoes for the shows. They would buy like one fresh tomato, and then like they had like kind of a platter of multiple tomatoes that just like would kind of just be out for the run of the week, but they knew where the like fresh tomato would be placed. So it was like, here's a bunch of tomatoes, and he'd pick one off and then he'd eat it. But then apparently the guy that was like the actor that was bringing the tomatoes out, like forgot to put the fresh one on or messed up last minute, missed his cue.
Come on.
Comes out there, and then my brother does the stage direction and grabs the tomato full on, cuts it, puts it all in his mouth. Rotten tomato. And ever since then, he's got
an aversion. I respect that.
Yeah,
also,
So
Hi has
named that tomato rotten.
Hi in the chat has really punched up this one that now might have to be the podcast next time. Chris has to eat a raw tomato if you get Rotten Tomatoes trivia wrong. That's pretty good.
Wow. I will find you, Hi.
Pretty good punch up.
You've set my fate, and it's not a good one. But Will it be a good one? This podcast? I
Should
hope
we-
it will be.
should we
Should we do it?
Jump in. Let's jump in. We're probably going to be, we're going to be a little, we want this to be indicative of our typical podcast experience, or we're not going to be likely super engaged with chat unless that is part of it. But you could describe a scene in a movie or TV show that features a tomato and guess the film based on that. That's also good.
That's good.
That's also good.
Yeah.
Very good chance there's some tomato-related content coming.
Maybe all
On
of season 3 is just a tomato.
June 18th.
The tomato special of Podcast Pilots, the podcast.
But in the meantime,
Could Chris give us a Sokka quote and Jack a Blue Man-style stare as a fun switcheroo? Cactus juice, it's the quenchiest. I mean, God, that's good. That's real good.
sorry, you man.
Yeah?
It'll quench you. Nothing's
It'll
quenchier.
quench ya.
It's the quenchiest is the fall. You gotta get the other.
It'll quench ya. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest.
Boom. Do you guys pronounce it as tomato or tomato? Yeah. We ready?
I'm tomatoed up.
Okay.
I feel ready. I feel ready to rock.
Okay. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Oh my gosh, here we go. And pretend like it's now, now it's starting,
Like now?
Wow. So I guess we've transitioned now into podcast mode, right?
This is a podcast.
So now we're allowed to just talk to each other on microphones.
Yeah.
Now we're allowed to do that.
Oh, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Should we record the audio of this separately to release it as a podcast? This is a real question I just realized.
Oh, is that even an option?
I mean, like we could.
No, we could do that later. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
pod.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
You'll just pull it
Also,
off.
I think it's
that rather than.
I feel like
yeah.
it's going to be really important too that this one goes really well because essentially, like, people have never listened
Oh,
to this
someone's
podcast
coming by
before,
live and has never seen it. This has
and
to
they're
be.
like, this is going to have to be the golden standard episode that is like, okay, now
This
I'm gonna
should
actually go and
be
listen to all these other ones.
the best thing we've ever made. And I want you to know the level of prep. Actually, I did end up last minute prepping so much. I had no good ideas except for guess the tomato, and so then I panicked into. Well, I'll tell you about it later.
Save it, dude.
But
Save it.
here we
You gotta
are.
bottle that. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Chris and Jack's Podcast Pilots, the podcast where we pilot a new pilot episode of a podcast just to see if it might be a podcast we want to do again at some other juncture in time.
That's
Odds are
right.
probably that we won't because it's just like a one and
Not
done
specific.
kind
Yeah.
of
Well,
podcast
odds are a
pilot.
1 in 20.
Yes.
I guess. Exactly. Here we are. As you all remember, as we remember, we definitely remember all of these things of how this was structured.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's second nature. This is season 3, man. This is in
Season
the bones
3. So we know that what we do is we do 2 podcast pilots. They're each
Yes.
going to be 30 minutes long. And at the end, we ask, and this is important for you to remember so that you can think about this throughout. We
This is
ask
a filter for the entire experience
Yeah.
for you. Yes.
we ask really important questions, which are
Was it fun?
Was that fun?
Was it repeatable?
Was it repeatable? I am waiting. We cannot say these in unison. I forgot, and I know before we started, we were like, what are the things again? And there's gone. Was it fun? Was it relatable? Was it repeatable? And does it add value to the world?
These are questions that we will have to really get to the bottom of at the bottom of this
Yeah.
podcast.
Pilots, the podcast.
Podcast.
Season 3, episode 1.
Wow. What does it feel like to you? Imagine that we're in kind of like a podcast pool right now. Jack.
Yeah.
What are you feeling when you're just sitting in the season 3 pool?
I'm going to be honest. Right now, I feel jeans rolled up, side of the pool, ankles in,
Oh.
feeling the leg hairs. That little I have long leg hair. I have a lot of leg hair. I don't know if other people, but like when you just do like a little
Yes.
side by side and you watch your leg hair as you do a dip and you watch your leg hair just sort of start to
well,
move
also that
the
feel,
pool. Yeah,
the feeling of the leg hair kind of in motion. That's nice. I
That's-
think it's a nice image.
that's where I am right now.
Got
before I don't yet feel fully immersed in the pool.
Got it. You're in a toe dip.
I'm mid shin.
Okay.
I'm mid shin, feeling the hairs.
I'm fully immersed. I'm at the bottom of the pool. I just cannonballed in. I'm looking up at you, desperate for help because
Okay.
I might need.
Yeah.
I'm down.
You could be
here.
drowning. We don't know
I
yet.
could be drowning, and all I'm seeing are these beautiful tentacular leg hairs just kind of riding the currents.
Yeah.
And
I might reach a pool noodle down there to pull you up, but depends on if it's fun, repeatable, relatable, and if it adds value.
I like the idea of repeatable, relatable.
Repeatable.
Was it relatable?
It was repeatably relatable. It
That's
was
the
relatable
real
once.
question.
Would it be relatable a second or third time? Okay.
Also, just like the dip of a pool noodle to save someone just feels like an underutilized.
Well, it feels
tool that's around it. I guess there would. Really...
I think like if I'm first of all, why am I know we established I'm wearing jeans, but like if you're drowning, I should not. I can take a phone out of a pocket.
Okay, but I don't want to burden you with that. I understand that there'd be a whole process. Your clothes would get wet, then you'd have to and jeans are really tough to get on and off when they're wet.
It's
know?
true.
Like, yeah,
You're
so
drowning.
We'll
I can do better
noodle.
than I should at least be going like pool net because then it's got a metal pole. It's going to support
that is true.
your weight
I don't have
better.
to hold on
to wet styrofoam,
which I think I couldn't even do if I had all my bearings.
By the way, I have to fully derail us for a memory of the moment in my life that I felt the absolute coolest, and I fully forgot about until right now.
This is please.
One time, I don't remember. I think this is a pool party that I want to say was. My instinct is Rachel Walker's house, but it could have been much earlier than that. But I think it was probably like just immediate post-college Rachel Walker's house pool party.
Our friend Rachel.
Yeah. Summer barbecue kind of vibe. But maybe it was college. Maybe it was even high school. I don't know. I was cool. The point was I was cool. This was cool.
And you were showing up to this pool party already feeling like this is my element, like I'm cool at this pool party, or
no. It was just this singular moment, this thing that I did. I felt extremely cool.
Yes.
I don't remember what the prompting was, but there was some joke reason to jump into the pool fully clothed. There was a good comedic prompt that I was like, I'm just going to jump in. That my quick processing was just like, it's funny right now if I jump in the pool with all my clothes on. You're a man that's
meeting the moment.
I ran, jumped into the pool. In the gap between jumping off of the side and hitting the water, I remembered that my phone was in my pocket, and I reached and flung on like a pretty line drive straight to there. If you remember Rachel Walker's family backyard, there's that, there's like the elevated, there's like the pool, and then there's like an elevated grass area.
Yeah.
I line drived such that it like kind of straight landed onto the grass very safely and perfectly. As I splashed into the pool, I felt so freaking cool.
My God.
I don't remember if the joke was funny. I don't remember if the joke was funny, but
that doesn't matter in this. No, it's you superseded the joke. You became supersede.
Yeah.
You were a superhero in that moment. I'm trying to just
Who
put
grows
myself in the
trees?
position.
Is that the theme of Super
Tomatoes.
Seed? Okay, grows tomatoes. Okay. Wow, which if you're listening to the podcast, you have to know that this tomatoes thing was like a whole riff from the live stream before the podcast.
Wow, it's not evergreen. It's not evergreen.
We've ruined.
Hopefully they're not. Tomatoes should be red.
Beautiful heirloom tomatoes. There are other colored tomatoes.
Okay, got it. We'll learn more about those.
I feel like you have a bias about tomatoes, and I feel like you and your brother have like willfully kept yourself ignorant about all the different types of tomatoes. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll keep an open mind, I guess. I just have to meet the moment like you did, jumping into this pool to understand that this is what needed to happen. I'm trying to put myself in the position of those that were watching this. And then just like the amount of sensory information that was coming their way. It was like, oh my God, Jack's always jumping in with his clothes on. Oh, he's got his phone. Oh my gosh, it landed on the grass.
Yeah. To be clear, for everyone else, nothing about this would have looked cool. My target audience here, I think, is like the 3 people I was doing this joke for.
Yes.
Who also would have noticed the phone moment. But it was not a broader part. I felt cool that I had that physical ability.
I want us to try and recreate this in the I don't know, I guess the after party that we're gonna have. When
Yeah,
we go
yeah,
to
yeah.
a pool.
Well,
Because that's what we do after the podcast
Yeah.
records. I forgot we've never.
Well,
really
we have
made
to
that
carry
public.
this metaphor all the way through. So I think you're
Exactly.
currently drowning in the
So
pool.
I'm drowning. but
I'm
you're gonna-
leg
you're
hairs
gonna-
in, and if
Yeah,
your
yeah.
pod goes well, I've pulled you out with a pool noodle, and if my pod goes well, well, it'd have to go
Jumped in
extremely
clothes
well.
on.
We agreed
Yes.
that was like the
The coolest moment you've ever had.
So at the end of the podcast, we ask, is it fun? Is it relatable? Is it repeatable? Does it add value to the world? And does it feel equivalent to jumping into a pool fully clothed and flipping your phone out before you hit the water and it skids across the grass and lands safely? Question?
These are the questions we all need to know. That's what I'm certainly waiting for. So again, that's the filter you're going to be listening to these podcasts through, is those 5 to 6 questions.
Yeah. Let's get in there, huh?
Let's get
You're
in
already
there,
in there. You're drowning.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
Well, that's the thing. I want to make this. Usually we would swap based off of who went
Yeah.
first.
Do you
the
remember?
previous
Did
episode.
anybody
I
check?
don't really remember 2 years ago.
I'm looking
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Okay,
Maybe I do a flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Do I how do I do that? Do I just, hey Siri, flip a coin?
I think
Hey,
everybody
Siri.
else's coins just flipped. Yeah.
Flip a coin.
You have to say what are we looking for?
Oh.
Are you
Wait.
heads or tails? What's happening?
I thought you just flip a coin and say it's
It's
heads.
heads.
I
We
thought you
got
would say
it.
it's heads. Yeah, okay. Because that's what it is for. Oh, we'd have to
Yeah.
decide what ours
It's
is. Yes,
heads.
yes, yes. All right, I'm heads, you're tails, okay?
Okay.
Hey Siri, flip a coin. It's tails.
That's me. What?
It's tails.
I was
What did I
listening.
say it was?
I don't know.
What did I say? I don't know what Siri.
Chris, would
I'll
you
go
like to go first
I'll
or
go
second?
first. I'll go first, okay.
Okay. Peek behind the curtain. I don't know what Chris's podcast is, but
I
Chris
needed to
sent me
do a pre-send to you. Yes.
6 audio tracks
Mm-hmm.
that are labeled just as track 1, track 2, track 3. I put them into OBS with a way to easily play them. I have not previewed them. I don't know if they're going to be really. I tried to put it so that they're not too loud, but that exists. So when we start, you'll be able to lead me through that however you'd like.
For what it's worth,
Yes.
I'm hearing that my voice is very low right now.
Chris's voice is very low.
My audio is very low right now. Is this any better?
I mean, I just turned you up a bunch.
Okay, this is maybe better. Great.
We lost
Oh.
Chris's audio.
I'm way down in the pool. I'm stuck down
Yeah.
there in the deepest recesses of the pool. Better.
Great.
Better. He's back.
All
You guys missed out on some great fodder, but you know we'll obviously have that on the VOD. So yes, I pre-sent Jack some tracks for what my podcast premise would be, and I feel like we can dive into it. But I have to give you the title of mine, right?
I don't remember. Did that happen before or after?
I think it was usually it was title, and then it would throw to theme song.
Okay, great. Are you singing a theme, or is one of the tracks the theme song?
No, I will sing the sing the theme song.
Okay.
All right, Jack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set my timer for 30 minutes. We are gonna be so back. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Jack. Welcome to the first episode of Name That Tune. Parenthetical, but it's a rights-free song you've never heard before. Name that tune, but it's a rights-free song you never have before.
Okay.
Would it all fit?
I don't know that I built this with that long of a title.
Yeah, it'll just go off the
yeah.
screen.
We'll find it.
Name that tune, but it's a rights-free song you never have before. Exactly how it's very consistent. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, great. Okay, all right. I feel like the title is already taking my time.
Yeah.
we got it. Yeah. It's up there.
It's clear.
There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like the title was doing an Irish exit for a moment.
Yeah.
There.
We got it.
Name that tune, but it's a rights-free song that you've never heard before, Jack.
Okay.
So the way this one is gonna work.
And listen, this is an audio medium, so we don't need it. But that was some cool visual magic we just did there. Okay, tell me how it's gonna work.
Because it's live, baby. You know, we're figuring it out on the fly. We got our titles flying in as if they're animated by Jack's mouse. All right, so name that tune, but it's a rights-free song you never heard before. Here's I don't know if the title really describes it.
So it's a tomato thing.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I think it's relatively clear, but what I've done is I have curated some tracks from a rights-free library, and we're gonna play that. We're gonna play a section of that track. We're gonna start it out there, and I'm gonna ask you just straight up, like, what's your first guess of the title of this track?
But these are not like rights-free sound-alikes, and I'm guessing the thing they're supposed to. These are
okay. In a vacuum, copyright-free tracks that have names to them.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna see if you can nail it on the first random guess. Okay. Then if you, in a strange world where you don't, then we're gonna ask which I'm assuming you've run right.
I think you've over-prepared. If you've got any contingency beyond me listening to a rights-free song and saying its name, what are you doing?
We're in it's just we got to fill the time somehow, obviously. My next question would be, what would you name it? And then if you don't get if that doesn't, well, what would you name it?
What do I think it's called? And then what would I name it?
Yeah. I want to get the like, hey, I get like, this is what this song would be called, but I would punch it up.
Because obviously I know rights-free libraries well enough to know their naming conventions and what bullshit thing they tack on there. But then what I would go for. This is the nonsense they're going to use, but what I personally.
Yeah. And then if for some reason neither of those match, which I guess one never went
your way. You did too much homework, man.
Too much homework. Then we're gonna do 20 questions to get you there.
Okay.
Right?
I want to say you sent me 6 tracks. I'm assuming there's a level of just in case you need more.
I think
okay.
I got him in the back here. You know, we're gonna I can send you more tracks if we're really blazing through these.
Okay.
But I want to give like a nice little like listen. We can talk over it a little bit, but just like listen for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Then when you feel like you've gotten a sense of what the song is, pause the song and let's talk about it.
Okay. Should I just rock and roll track 1?
This is track 1. Make sure it's matching
track
with what is labeled track 1.
People have to tell me levels.
Yeah.
If anything's, I just put it intentionally. I put all of these at a lower thing so that because I didn't preview. Okay. Okay. Club hacker sequence.
Yeah, where would this be used?
I'm thinking because rights-free library. Shout out Epidemic Sound. I was thinking about like what did you search? What did you search? What like genre are we in? This feels like club action sequence, hacker sequence. Oh, but it gets pretty up.
Yeah, that's why you gotta listen. It's going up in a point.
Okay.
Feel it coursing through you. Where are you?
Now listen, this is not what I would call this.
Sure.
But I do believe
obviously not.
I do believe that that's called Into the Code.
Into the Code.
Into the Code.
Believe it or not, it is not called Into the Code. Yeah.
Okay.
We are in the contingency area. Okay. That's a great, by the way.
Yeah.
Great guess.
Okay.
Great guess. What would be the random guess? Into the Code.
Into the Code. Sequence. We're in like sort of a hacker sequence.
Yeah. But now that's completely wrong and was totally like off like just like there's no basis there for that being the title of the song. Yeah. We're just like fundamentally wrong. Okay. Would you have what would you like to name?
Well, right. I mean, that was a nonsense. That was just like, well, that's what they would call it. They'd be like, yeah, tell me the code. I would call it
Yeah.
So do I want to like still think? Am I married too much to this hacker idea? I mean, it's just general. It
That's
could be
the thing. Is like you gotta be careful because
someone
you got
running
married to
through
a scene too
someone
quick.
running through city lights. I'm gonna have to relate to this. Also, by the way, we don't talk about this, but I'm not like a very musical. And all my musical I attach to lyrics. So I couldn't tell you like musically what's going on in these songs if that was supposed to help. Do the names tend to have like John? I don't know about naming conventions. I'll figure this out. Do they have like genre stuff?
I picked the songs based off of titles I liked.
Yeah. Okay.
So there is maybe that helps you a little bit. Like you can look at what you know me well enough to know like kind of areas of music. That
the
I
other
like.
image I had hacking. I had running through like a city at night.
Mm.
So I'm gonna call this. This is called, and let me just to refresh this. I would call this whatever. I don't know whatever fucking into the code asshole was thinking.
Yeah.
I would call this light runners.
Wow, dude. It's not Light Runners.
It's not Light Runners.
No, but it's also but the delivery of Light Runners.
Thank you.
Like what a great. I mean, you got a voiceover career ahead. I think the it is not called Light Runners, but I get what you're. So now that was you were veering out of like
it's still kind of code,
you were veering, but you were still like there's a chase. There's motion here. We're kind of like but you kind of took it out of the computer and more into the city.
Yeah,
is where you were at in that mode.
Yeah. So
okay, we're now in the third
20
tier
questions.
Here, which is that we're now going to do 20 questions. But what I will give you a gift of how many words the title has.
That's helpful.
As the starting point, and then from there we're going to do 20 questions. They're going to be loosely yes nos, but I'll be kind.
Yeah.
I won't lead you astray. And if it gets to be like a little bit, that's a little complex, I'll show some nuance.
Okay.
There.
Number of words.
2 words.
And by the way, I've not been looking at chat because I know somebody out there just knows this one.
Nailed it for sure.
2 words. Okay. Question 1. How hard are we on 20 questions? We'll just ask questions. I'm just going to start asking questions.
Ask questions. I'm going to kind of loosely keep track on my hands.
On the spectrum that has one end like city and one end hacker.
Yes.
Which pole am I closer towards? And
I mean
let me take those as 2 separate questions. Do you, as a yes no question, do you think the like computer hacker inspiration is a good direction for me to head down?
It's better than the city one, I think.
Okay. Are either of the words prepositions?
No.
Okay. Do I have an adjective and a noun?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you have one of them is a noun.
Okay.
I guess you have 2. I'll just say you have 2 nouns.
2 nouns.
I believe this is 2 nouns. Yes.
And it's not city light. And it's not hacker chair.
And it's not Light Runner.
Those were 6 questions.
Yes.
Okay. Do one of these words relate to the digital space in a fairly obvious way?
No.
Okay. Do one of these words relate to the digital space?
Take the words in the
tangential?
question. Take the words of your question.
Oh shit. Space. Should I be thinking about space?
Whoa, wait. Where are we going now?
Whoa.
Hang on. Whoa, where are we going now?
Whoa. Okay.
Whoa,
I had the vision
hang
of someone
on. Where are
running
we
through lights, but the
going?
lights were stars. Do I have do one of these words refer to a celestial body of any kind?
Yes.
Okay, is the word star one of these words?
No.
Is a derivation of the word star, like stars or starman?
No.
How about
Starman.
Starman.
Stars.
Star. Okay. Planet, sun, asteroid.
No.
Okay. Is it about a person? Would it be a man-made thing in space?
No.
Okay. Would it be a person in space?
No.
Would it be an alien or an alien-made thing in space?
A person is involved, but it's not a person in space.
Okay, like an uncle.
Yes.
Like one step removed.
Yeah.
A person is involved. Okay, so it's like Telescope. Telescope Dream. This song is called Telescope Dream. What the fuck, dude?
No, you're so close.
I got it.
No, you got it. The confidence
Observatory
is there.
Nightmare?
By the way, if we just keep track of all of these names you're throwing out there, we have 80 bands.
Yeah. And I'm already at 45 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, a person is involved. Is the person involved observing?
No. Could be.
Is the person involved doing an action?
No.
And so it's not a person described by an action. It's not like a city runner.
No, I just want to. I think I'm doing my future self favors when you do get it, and you're gonna parse backwards and say,
I respect.
"Oh,
it's
you
difficult.
said
These are difficult.
But the whole
it's
thing,
hard."
So I don't thank you very much. Hold the space for me.
Yeah. If it's City
wanna
Lights Uncle, I'm like, why didn't you give me that, man?
I want it to be that, like, I don't want you to go too far down the road that the person involved is a huge clue of the but like you will realize that a person is involved in how the name goes across.
Is there
I know it sounds so frustrating, but you'll get it.
Is there a proper noun?
Yes.
Okay, so does it include a person's name?
Yes.
Okay. Is that person a scientist?
No.
Okay, is that person a famous person?
No.
Okay. Is it a first name?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a common male first name?
Yes to the last two descriptors. No.
It is
to
an
the first.
uncommon male first name. Uncommon among American white people.
Yes.
Is it a name of European origins?
Probably.
Okay. I'm going to start to get real geographic on you, Chris.
I want to. You can, but I also want to tell you that they're doing a little bit of wordplay in this title. So there's another way to get around to get to.
Does the name appear to reference a character? Like, do you have the link of like, oh, that might be a reference
have a link.
to...
I have a link, but I don't know if it's referencing the character. But it is very much a name that I think of when I hear the name. I'm like, that's a character, but I don't know if they're referring to that character.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Okay, but I could get there through your first association with this name. Is your first association with this name from literature?
And just catching up real quick, you've only used 11 questions so far.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, I had a lot more questions about the uncle thing, but you just shut it down.
Just saying, man. You got to budget those.
Is your association about literature?
No.
Film?
No.
Television?
Yes.
Hour-long television?
No.
Sitcom?
Yes.
Animated or live action?
Live action.
Is it an NBC like must-see TV, one of those like Friends, Seinfeld, Caroline in the City?
Yes.
Okay, Seinfeld.
Yes.
Cosmo.
Yes.
Okay. Cosmo, possessive? Cosmos.
Yes.
Okay. Cosmos, and then the other part is rays. Cosmos rays.
No.
Okay. Is the other thing a scientific term?
Yeah.
More a scientific term than like an everyday earthbound object.
Yes.
It's not like Cosmos ladder or something like that. It's going to be
Correct.
more
Yeah.
like Cosmos rays, Cosmos uncle, Cosmos stop me. Just stop me when I get it.
That can't be okay. Keep going.
Okay. Is it an object that is in space?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to start saying stuff. Asteroid, meteor, meteorite, comet, Cosmos comet.
No. What, did you see my body language?
Cosmos
did you see my body's
tail, Cosmos. What's another word for a comet? I'm going
to give you a big clue.
Cosmos comets.
No. Think bigger, man. You're thinking way too small.
Cosmos Galaxy. Cosmos Universe. Cosmos Solar System. Cosmos Bigger Comet.
I wish so deeply that this song was called Cosmos Bigger Comet.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the dulcet sounds of Cosmos Bigger Comet. Cosmos
soar across the sky.
I should just know other names.
I think now you got it. Well,
now I'm just in a mind block of just like what's other.
You
Galaxy.
You paint yourself into a corner. I think you got to think you got to think. This is a title I picked.
Yeah.
Because I liked that there was something interesting going on here, and I think that think about more the wordplay. Think about the wordplay here.
Well, that's what Cosmos.
Yeah.
The Cosmos. Yeah.
You already had the first word before.
Cosmos. Oh, yeah. Cosmos.
Yeah!
Ah!
Yeah! 13 tries.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the pulsating, hacking, running through city sounds of Cosmos.
Kramer's just riding a golden right? And on to track 2.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, on to track 2. So now this one I really wanted to go more cinematic, right? We wanted to get an actual underscore cinematic track.
Oh no. This could be a lot of movies, like a lot of things could use this.
Yeah. I thought we'd ramp up the challenge. You know?
Yeah, this got hard. That first one I nailed.
Yeah, that was quick.
I mean, very epic.
Yeah. What might this be playing under? What might kind of scene this be underscoring?
There's a battle prep scene in my mind is what I'm seeing. Like that we're
the drums are kind of
coming
evocative.
to that first part was like we're arriving to Helm's Deep. Maybe that was over the hill, and now but is this the full-on fight scene? I don't think so. But the drums feel battle primed.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like a fantasy. Well, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like fantasy battle.
So would you care to give us your first guess?
Yeah.
Whatever they would call it?
Yeah,
I mean,
these assholes would call it like Elven Charge.
It is not Elven Charge. So close.
Wow, that's not what I... Good.
Close. No.
Good. Get that trash out of here. Get ready to hear what I would call it. I would call it...
Yeah.
Heroic Stand.
I'm writing these down. Heroic Stand. I write them down because then I don't need to write them down to remember because obviously these are correct. That's actually unfortunately incorrect though.
Okay. 20 questions on a spectrum between city lights and hackers.
Where does this one land?
That's just how I relate to the world.
Yeah.
On one end, on the other.
You got to go with your evergreen first out the gate question for 20 questions. It just got to narrow.
Is it bigger than Bear Box? And does it exist on a spectrum between? Is the?
Well, let me give you the amount of.
Give me the words. Give me the words.
We got 3 words in this one.
3 words.
3 words.
Does the fantasy direction suit me?
It can.
Okay.
It can. But it's not title necessary.
But it's something evocative of like the climax of a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there another film genre that if I push towards, there would be more evocative stuff happening for me.
I don't know if that would really be pushing you to the title destination.
Right. Okay.
I think it would be, but you would one mountain, many paths.
Yeah.
You know,
Is there a fighting, battle, conquest theme to any of the words?
I would say less clash
Yeah.
and more support.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The Elven Charge was like support in battle. That's what I was picturing. Like the elves.
No, there was a
here
good.
come the
But it's
elves.
not. Again, that's absolutely incorrect.
Incorrect. I got a preposition in this one. 3 words. You're giving me blank of blank.
You're getting a preposition. Yes.
Okay. Is it blank of blanks?
No.
Is it blank with blank?
No.
Is the middle one a preposition?
Yes.
Is it blank under a cloud, over a cloud, beyond a cloud, through a cloud, through?
No.
Is it? I can come back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one thing that just destroys.
I'm sorry,
you.
dude. How do I beneath, betwixt, between, what?
And to be clear, that is the only way to solve this is to find the preposition.
If
first.
I don't freaking know structurally what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a location? I knocked a bunch of stuff over. We're fine.
Oh, that's
Is there a
fine.
location?
In the title, is there a location?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Yes.
Amazing. At the end.
Yes.
And so therefore the preposition is in, on, at.
At, correct.
Okay, is the location a nameable geographical location?
Define nameable.
Like Russia. Like a place
no.
on a map. Place on a map is what I mean.
Yes, but only because it's a general it's a general
Right.
thing that would
So it's
be
a
seen on
geographical
map, but it's
area
not like
rather
a-
than
yes.
so it's like I'm looking for island, mountain. Okay, is it a water related one?
Yes.
Is it island?
No.
Is it a peninsula?
No.
Is it okay, it's isthmus. Uncle
No.
at isthmus. What? How do I quit podcast?
Tomato at tomato.
It's a body of water.
Yes.
Sea, ocean, river, lake, tributary.
First one.
Sea.
Yes.
Something at sea. Oh, this makes
Yes.
sense. We're in a naval battle.
Come on now. Well, less clash. More support.
Say, rescue at sea.
Rescue at sea is the track, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hear it again. A little more rescue at sea.
The drums give a march kind of vibe, but no, I can see like
That's
we're
rowing.
sailing.
It's the
Yeah,
guy.
Oh, yeah. It's the what is that person? It's the shouting row. What is that?
A coxswain.
Yes, the coxswain.
There is something about, okay, I'm gonna give myself so much credit. I think what I was
my gosh.
picturing the whole time, I was picturing like banners swaying in the wind, like that feels like banners swaying in the wind, but it was sails.
It was sails
what
all
was I
along.
thinking?
You just have
But
to
so
trust
close.
your id, you know? But yeah, Rescue at Sea, that was track 2.
That felt good.
That one felt like we were riding some momentum, and
That felt
it only
quicker.
took you 9 questions to get it,
Okay.
which was awesome. So I think we're making some progress here.
Great. Well, I cut
liked
down on the
Elven
uncle
Charge.
stuff.
Yeah, I liked Elven Charge.
Elven Charge,
Heroic
not a bad
Stand
name for that.
Was solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're at sea. All right, we only have time. I think. Okay, you know what? I think we could do a speed one, and then
Of track
we
3.
got 5 minutes.
Okay, speed 1 of track 3.
Let's jump
yeah, you
to.
pick.
Let's do track 4.
Because that's the one you put in there going like, he will actually guess that.
That's the one where he might guess it. I think there's a road to get to the title of this song quickly.
I mean, hell yeah.
Right?
Okay, this is metal.
Yeah.
There could definitely be like a punk thing happening, but it feels pretty metal.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna necessarily attach this to like a film. I'm not gonna necessarily look for like a film thing that I would put this under. I'm just gonna think about like what would I name a fucking cool metal song.
To be clear, what would they name?
What would
a very
they name it?
cool
Oh yeah, I'm
metal
thinking of
song?
these assholes.
Yeah.
It's called Enough, Uncle. And you're moving out of the house. And you're fucking torching the place. Yeah?
Yeah, and I like that it's the story that title tells us is that you're living with your uncle.
You're living with your uncle.
Really
it's
giving
like,
you
get
a
off my
hard
back.
time.
What do I know so far? Cosmos.
That is the lyric though in that song is perfect. It starts with "Get off my back." Get off my back.
Get off my back.
Mike, you're double parked behind me.
Get off my back. Okay.
Now, what would you call it? It's not Enough, Uncle, unfortunately.
I would call it, and I'm really, I asked a lot about prepositions and stuff. I'm messing with the form here. I would just call it the end of.
The end of.
The end of. Was that cool? I mean, that's pretty cool.
I'll tell you, it's pretty wrong. It's pretty wrong.
Okay.
We're gonna rapid fire through this one.
We're gonna rapid fire.
We're gonna lightning round to get you to this title.
Okay. Is there an emotion? Is there like straight up an emotion in the title? How many words?
4 words.
4 words. Is there
2 prepositions?
2 prepositions.
First 2 are prepositions.
First 2.
Yes.
At the.
Second one correct.
In the,
nope.
of the, beneath the. Between the, betwixt the.
That's almost lyrics for the song too.
At the, in the, between the.
Close, not in, but.
Okay. Out.
I realized, yeah.
Like any other.
Yes.
Okay. The last 2, am I looking for, is there a place?
Yes.
Does it seem to be referring to a place?
Yes.
Okay. Is the place, would there be a version, I'm going to assume the place is a non-geographical place. It's not a city name. Would there be a version of this in most small towns?
No.
Would there be a version of this in most cities?
No.
Is there a singular known place that like, okay.
Not in the real world. No.
Not in the real world. Are we in a sci-fi type of? We're in a sci-fi type of place.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a Are we kind of going like 90s, early 2000s, like new metal sci-fi? Like is it like,
I want to say,
should I be thinking like
reasons,
Matrix-y?
One of the reasons I picked this one is that it does nothing to do with the style of music.
Okay, this is just a title.
This is just a title.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was a song that sounded pretty dope. That's why I picked this one.
I have a, and maybe I was too hasty here, but I should ask, on the spectrum between city lights and hacking, Emma, is this a hacking one?
I think this is closer to hacking, probably.
This is kind of hacking.
Narratively. This is kind of hacking. Yeah.
Is it robot? Are there robot stuff?
There's robot stuff.
It's robot stuff.
There's robot stuff. There's robot stuff evocative of this title. Yeah.
Okay. But the title does not include a, like, synonym for, okay.
No.
It's not near the Transformer pit.
Again, great band names.
Hey, Uncle, you catch me right near the Transformer pit.
Well, did you order Grubhub? Whose is this?
I couldn't get more specific about my location. Please don't ring doorbell. Leave it near the Transformer pit. Okay. Artificial life of some kind.
Yeah.
Circuitry.
Circuit City.
Circuit City. Behind the Circuit City. Behind the Circuit City. That's why there's not in any city because they've closed. They went bankrupt. There's not in any small towns.
The math fits out.
Behind the Circuit City.
It's not. No, it's not behind the Circuit City.
Okay.
All that's left are my dreams. The
Okay.
location.
Yeah.
We're thinking. I think I'm steering us. I'm just going to give a clue.
Yeah.
This is in fiction.
And a known fiction or like evocative
Known fiction.
of? But like I should be
Known
thinking about a
fiction.
specific. I should be
Yes.
looking for a specific. Okay. And that
Yes.
specific thing is sci-fi film.
Yes.
Star Wars, Star Trek.
First one.
Star Wars. We're in a
Yes.
Star Wars thing in the
Yep.
friggin' Bantha belly in the Sarlacc pit.
No.
Okay, because
But-
I said pit, and if it was
You did say pit
Okay.
earlier, but yeah.
straight up a Star Wars reference.
Yes.
Why is this metal song what in the Death Star?
So close. First word.
Behind the Death Star, through the Death Star, beneath, betwixt, above the Death Star, on the Death Star.
On the Death Star. Uncle.
I'm not available to take out the trash, because you'll find me on the Death Star! Blow it up and around! I'll clean the lid trap later!
Vader, did you order Grubhub? On the Death Star.
Chris,
and just
that's a fun game.
We're out of time, but I'll play track 6 for us real quick.
Oh, just to
take us home.
just to
Just to take us home. This is just a vibe.
Well, I don't actually know the title.
Any guesses on the title?
Ants in your pants?
That is the parenthetical, and then there are 2 words before the parenthetical.
Shaken like you got? Shaken like?
Just
Shaken.
instead of in, you just
Shake it.
yes. For those that don't know, this is a song that's featured in one of our sketches,
2 of
the
our
Deja Vu
sketches.
sketch, and now 2 of our sketches with the Villain's Perfect Mind Palace. And this has become an inside track for us to listen to semi-regularly as just a jam
Yeah. Chris,
that never ends.
Chris, for the director's commentary we did of Mind Palace, Chris had secretly played a cut of that sketch that involved 7 or 8 minutes of the song.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just had to watch Jack slowly realize what was happening because I was auditioning it as a joke,
Yeah.
a short version of it, but the reality.
Well, this is a banger.
Yeah. Well, that was Name That Tune, but it's a rights-free song you've never heard before, Jack. I think you did a wonderful job, and you were able to get 3 of 3 tracks correct in under 20 questions. And
Yeah.
some might argue
Thanks for counting.
your suggestions might have outdone the tracks themselves. Cosmos? Some might think Light Runners is cooler.
Light
Or
Runners.
Cosmos
I
Bigger
think
Comet.
Cosmos Bigger Comet is better, but Cosmos seems right.
Pretty good. Rescue at Sea. We were talking about Elven Charge or Heroic Stand. Heroic
Yeah.
Stand's not bad. I think Rescue at Sea is pretty solid. And then On the Death Star, I still think was outdone by your original instinct. Enough, Uncle.
Yeah, thank you.
Enough, Uncle. The end of was solid as
I mean,
well,
that's just-
but
That's like sincerely dark, That's cool.
yeah, totally, yeah, exactly. So there's that's just like I think it's too much high thought
Yeah.
going on there. But thank you for playing, Jack. The
Thank you for having
podcast
me, Chris.
pilot, the pilot of episode of our Name the Tune, but it's a rights-free song you've never heard of before track. Episode, but pilot.
That was a great podcast, Chris. We'll talk about it at the end. I mean, I don't want to spoil my opinions.
Sure. No. But thank you for
I found
playing
it
along.
personally very relatable.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Okay. I'm gonna gather. I ran out of water. We're gonna do.
There's a lot to take in on that one,
That was very. I had fun.
You got to get deeper into the pool.
I had fun. Chris, I want to say yours was essentially a game show.
Yes.
I too have brought basically a game show.
Okay.
So we have a theme. We got a
vibe for this.
We got a vibe.
You know? We need some play. We need some play in our lives.
Mine, I couldn't remember. I couldn't come up with any good podcast last minute, and then I remembered an actual idea for an actual game show I have. I was like, I could try it, but hey, don't steal this, game show people. Okay, you got to call us. It's a podcast first and foremost.
Yes, that's our copyright.
Yeah,
terminology via voiceover.
Thank you. I'm gonna work on resizing this title.
You mean yours is going to have less than 150 characters?
I mean, it's not that much less.
Okay.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
This is a game show that I'm working on. That there's a lot, and so it would be different than this. Okay, here's the idea. Okay. It's called.
Are you starting your timer now, or are you gonna?
I was gonna give you the title and then start the timer.
Okay, great.
Let me get the timer ready. Okay, Chris. It is called, and I haven't decided the punctuation of the title, so you can help me workshop this.
Okay.
Okay, because kind of the magic of it is it can be punctuated either way, and that's kind of the magic of it.
I want magic, so yes.
It's called. But then, like, or
nice,
like this. So it's called. You know who would know that? Or, Chris, you know who would know that. I'm starting a timer. Welcome to the game show pod called. You know who would know that? You know who would know that.
I like that. I like that little
yeah. It's
sharing
both.
the you.
You gotta say
I like
both.
that.
You gotta say both. You gotta say both ways. Okay.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much. I'm very excited for this. Oh, what a game show. The first one ever?
Chris, here's how this works. The first game show, we've done never a game show before on the podcast.
Yes.
Here's how this works. I got to resize this one now. Okay. I built a separate area for us to play this game.
Oh, beautiful.
In a moment, Chris, you remember we did a podcast where we interviewed our friends over text?
I certainly do.
Okay.
That culminated with a text to your mom.
This is a complicated trivia game that might already exist. I don't know. I'm going to give you categories.
Okay.
Rather than answering legitimately difficult questions, and I don't even know, like, we'll explain. Rather than answering legitimately difficult questions in these categories, you are going to try to find for me a person that you think would know that. You are going to...
I would know who would know that.
You know who would know that. I want you to text, call, or Instagram, whatever you want. I want you to try to get available to contact a person who would know about any of these, like each of these categories.
Yeah.
And if you get a hold of someone and they get it right, you get a point. And the points are, so there are 10 categories. I'll let you start looking at them so you can start thinking about this.
Yes. Okay.
Start thinking about who you want to reach out to. And we're playing for a real prize, Chris. I decided there's a real prize. Here's the prize.
Okay.
There's 10 categories. For each one you get right, it's $10 increments. I'm gonna take you out to a dinner. If you can get me one, it's a $10 dinner.
$10 dinner?
And if you can get 10, we'll go 80, 90, and then 10 grand prize tasting menu somewhere way too nice.
Oh, man. I really hope I have at least 10 friends.
That is, in fact, in a 30-minute time frame, that is my assumption, the most difficult part of this game.
Yes.
So I want you to try to...
assuming people are going to get back to me.
I want you to try to start contacting people, figure out who you can get a hold of, see if you can get somebody to respond. I have all of the questions typed out, so if you get... I'm going to put them in, you get me somebody for the category.
Yeah.
And then you tell me you're ready. I'm going to give you the question
and then
in
the
chat,
question
and you can blast it right over. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then, okay.
Because I don't want you just mass texting, does anyone know this? I want you to...
Sure.
Because it's got to be you knowing who knows this. So I want you to say, my brother would know this, and then I will give your brother the question. Does that make sense?
Are you allowed to be texted?
I should not be because I know all the... Yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell you... I guess I could tell you which ones I definitely would have known, but this might
also
be...
just crafting, by the way, crafting the text to set someone up with what we're doing right now takes time.
I'm sorry. I thought about pre-drafting a hi, I'm doing a complicated game show.
But what I'll do is I'll spend the time
you get
on
that
this
ready.
first one, and I copy and paste it for future ones.
And I'll brainstorm what restaurants you would receive at different levels. There are 3 special plays you can make here, Chris, that I will allow because I made this very complicated and I wanted you to have some alternate opportunities.
Okay. I'm splitting my brain right now.
Yes.
Texting.
You have the option of taking one yourself.
Yes.
You have the option of asking one person 2 different categories. And you have the option of telling me for a category to randomly select a member of chat based on, I'm just going to scroll through the comments and find somebody who commented at some point, and they will have the opportunity to answer that question. It's not going to be them holding their hands and saying, I know a lot about biology. It's just saying, give me biology, give me random chat. I'll do that, and they might be gone already. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But those are
the retention.
Those are your special tools. Is I'll take it, give me 2, and I haven't worked on these things.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
I've
Take your
almost
time.
crafted my full text.
In the meantime, I'll talk about, I'll brainstorm like different levels of food. So in Los Angeles, $10 dinner is... I mean, some fast food places are even probably tough to get a I don't think a $10 dinner is an In-N-Out. I think a $10 dinner is a McDonald's.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell would probably be our option there. By 20, you can get like an entree from like a Chipotle at Tender Greens, maybe a drink. By 30, we're starting to get into like Los Angeles sit-down restaurants. I do have chat up, by the way, Chris.
Yeah.
And some people are offering their credentials. But unless you have their personal information to text Tigermund, who's a bio major, sorry.
God. I've now just drafted one text to Jim Brandon in hopes that he would be our sports guy. I texted him. I said, Jim, I'm on our podcast with Jack. It's a silly game show, and I text a friend to see if they can help me with a trivia question, and sports is the category. Can I text you a question? Sure. He's in dad mode. He's gonna be greeted to this on his Sundays. I got him. I looped him in. I need to get a reply. Now I can copy that, and I can
copy that, and you can edit that
for different things.
What's a $40 by like? I'd say the steakhouse range we're getting into like a $60 dinner is like a more casual steakhouse. If we're getting like an app, a side, a drink, whatever. Chris, you have a specialist in drywall and metal framing. If you know exclusives, if you can call exclusive.
Oh, we go back.
Phone calls allowed. There's a very good chance this was my thought. The first like half of this podcast will be a Jack brainstorming LA food prices podcast. Exactly. Hi. That was my thought. I was like, I'm going to need to let Chris get the lures set, and then there's going to be me chatting about that.
I'm casting lures
and
right
then
now.
we're just going to wait, and then we're just going to wait. I should have gone first so that we get the like end of pod. Someone frantically touch. Can Chris phone himself? Chris gets one. I'll take that solo. I'll take that. So he can take one question himself.
I'll probably do the solo one to start as I'm waiting for my lures.
Great.
You know what I mean? But I'm also going to really quickly I'm going to get a few more out. I've texted 2 friends. Oh, who would be good for
my favorite?
I know. Oh, I know who's going to be good for IT.
There we go.
I know who's going to be
I tried to give you a nice range of knowledge stuff, of areas.
Yep.
I don't want to get doxxed about my favorite restaurant. I love a lot of restaurants in LA. I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, I eat out a lot less. I got someone on the hook. What you
got?
got?
Someone on the hook. All right. I texted my buddy Jordan Dunn about Marvel.
Okay.
I'm going to Marvel. Let's do it. We're off to the races. Oh, and Jim's got back to me. He's in for sports.
Okay, here is your Marvel question for Jordan Dunn. I will read it out loud while you text it to him. Involving 3 helicarriers that would patrol Earth, what was the name of the SHIELD operation that was initiated in direct response to the Battle of New York? One more time for chat. Involving 3 helicarriers that would patrol Earth, what was the name of the SHIELD operation that was initiated in direct response to the Battle of New York?
It has been texted. I copy-pasted into text for Jordan. Come on, Jordan. He says he's driving. Oh, wait. He's driving, but will not be driving in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
False alarm. So
Drop
he
that
can
to him in
digest
10
that for 10
minutes.
Yeah,
Drop
yeah.
that to him in 10 minutes.
I dropped it to him right now, and then he can process it for 10 minutes, you know?
For Jim, I would like you to ask former champion and current member of the NBA finalist Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving was born in which country? Get me Kyrie Irving's country of birth. Now,
I texted Jim Brandon.
Now, I will say for some of these categories, this was a difficult thing for me to kind of put together last minute. I did pretty last minute. Some of these is like, I need a question that's hard enough that you would have to be a person who knows this stuff to know it. I don't want it to be something if you just text anybody and they know it. So it had to be hard enough that you got to be like really know it. But then therefore, for a lot of these categories, I don't know how hard that is. I was just Googling hard IT I don't know if that's like crazy or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's also I for a second thought you were maybe going to say that I came up with these questions. I don't know the answers.
I don't know the answers. So
I don't know
Chad.
the answers.
Okay, so we have.
You know who does know the answers? Jim Brandon.
What does he
got? He came
got?
in hot. Former champion and current member of the NBA finalist Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving was born in which country? According to Jim, he says, I believe he was born in Australia.
Jim Brandon comes through, and Chris is on the board. We are getting at least a $10 dinner.
Yeah, Taco Bell! And Jim says, and I say send him back, okay? Go Warriors. I will say that. Thank you. That was correct. And your message has been delivered.
Yes. Wonderful job. Wonderful job. Jim.
Made me $10. Yeah, Jimbo. All right. Okay. So now I got the feelers out to Jordan for
Sports is off
Marvel.
the board.
I've texted my buddy Mike Sang about IT. I'm waiting to hear back from Mike Sang about IT. Mike Sang designed the 3D print models for our props for movies in space. I'm trying to think. You know who would know reality TV? I bet.
Who?
Jordan Riggs.
Jordan Riggs.
No, you know who
I think
would?
it's a pretty good bet.
I think Jessie Gaskell, but Jessie is a busy mom right now. So
They're
maybe,
both. Jordan might be at work on a Sunday. I think you can text them both.
I'm gonna text them both. I'm gonna do a joint text to Jessie.
Yeah, but then they can't brainstorm.
No. Okay, got it. Yes, they gotta be separate. Yes, they gotta be separate. We're not allowed. That's a hard line. That is a rule.
Come on.
Obviously, my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Send some more lures. You let me know when you'd like to take a question.
Yep, I'm gonna text these two.
Why do all your friends' names starts with J's? That's specifically all of those 3 people he mentioned and myself and Chris were all one specific group of friends who wrote a web. Well, we all know each other from college. Wrote a web show, Dorm Life, together. And yes, 4 of the 7 of us who wrote that thing together were all J names. Wild.
Wild. I wonder if that you could trace it back to like some sort of like I don't know like a role listing when we were all like auditioning for the same stuff, and then just
maybe.
like in the sweet spot of like, oh, by that point, by the time the Jays came up, everyone had been was it warmed up and ready to
had their
cast
like
these people.
roll call jokes ready.
Yeah,
and that's a good. Maybe class clowns naturally gravitate toward the J area because if you're an A, the pattern hasn't been established. You can't really joke around with when we just started calling names. And if you're like a Z name like Xander, it's like we get it. Enough jokes. We need to finish this.
Yes,
we need to be done with roll call, Xander. We don't have time for your shit.
Oh,
but a J? Oh,
J.
We've rested the beat. We're all fresh. We're just like popping off some jokes.
We're comfortable now. We're in it. We're in the pocket. Jordan said yes.
Jordan
is
available.
He's available for a reality TV question.
Great.
Jesse's available too. Jesse
I'm gonna let you pick.
like.
I'm gonna let you pick.
I'm Jordan's right on it. He's saying ask away. So
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna have to.
I happen to
send it to
know you've chosen well in terms of I don't know if this is a hard question about the show or an easy question about the show, but I know this is a show that at some point Jordan was a big fan of. This is a question about The Amazing Race. Nat Strand and Kat Chang crossed the finish line first in season 17 of The Amazing Race, becoming the first all-woman team to win. What was their profession? What was their profession, Jordan? Hey, Chris, you know who would know that. You know who would know that?
Would be Jordan and Jesse.
This isn't about
But
your
they've been
knowledge.
texted
This is about your
separately.
knowledge of your friends. And you're, so far, off to a hot start.
I'll tell you as much. It's great that I have people that know things. That's how I always feel at bar trivia too, where it's like, yeah, I don't know any of these questions, but it's the people you surround yourself with. All right, I got it. Oh, this is actually kind of nice. I did text both
Wow.
Jordan and Jesse, and
What do we got?
we got all right. So Jordan has said NFL cheerleaders ... question mark, and then the emoji with the teeth, like I'm kind of nervous and hands up like this, or am I supposed to cheat and Google it for you? Is what he asked.
No.
No.
That would have been in the text that I was going to draft for you.
Yes.
No Googling.
No, Googling. Then we've got Jessie saying, "Oh, I don't know that show at all. Want me to guess?" And I said yes. And then she said nursing. So I have
Which are you taking? Are you taking
full guess
Jordan's?
nursing or full like I don't know question mark
NFL
emoji
cheerleaders.
NFL cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going with Jordan's suggestion. NFL cheerleaders ... question mark.
Okay, so we'll take reality TV off the board, and holy shit, Jesse almost got it. They're doctors. They're doctors.
Oh man.
They're doctors. They were doctors.
Wow.
Jesse almost came through for you, but you do. I mean, you knew who could know that. That was good, but they didn't, and that's part of the game.
I'm 2 for 2 on knowing who
You're 2 for 2
probably
in
know
identifying friends.
I'm gonna text them very quickly, closing the loops.
Great work.
And then
You are right
Jordan just
around.
said- and then Jordan just said, "I just Googled it. I was way off."
You are at the
Yeah.
halfway point, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna take my own question.
Great.
in
What
this
category
moment.
would you like?
I would like to do animals. Animals, please.
Okay, Chris. This is a straightforward question. Thing that I didn't know. What color is spider blood?
Is spider blood?
Yeah. I'm going to throw out like a often. I'm sure there's some spider that's got a different thing or whatever, but there's a
Yeah,
there's a-
mostly this is the color of spider blood.
yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Jesse. Jesse replied, I said, amazing. It was doctors. Thank you. To like nursing. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm so sexist.
She did demote them, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. The,
Although no, they're just different jobs. It's not a demotion. I don't know why.
no, it's
you know.
not. No, but it was a very funny reply. I'm trying to think of like, look, I don't crush spiders often. I'm trying to just go back to the times I've like crushed them, maybe looked under the shoe.
Yeah.
What did I see? But there's just it's a mishmash, you know? What is considered blood and what is considered, I don't know, like just like guts, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, and Derek Michaelis in the chat is already saying it's not called blood. Maybe it is something else. Don't read chat. But
okay. I haven't been. It's framed out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the fact that it's, oh gosh, I'm already feeling good about the fact that I will know the answer to this at some point.
You're
today.
getting
this.
this.
This is gonna be
Oh,
fun
yeah,
to
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I will be happy to share this fact
Yeah.
in my life. My first instinct was red, just to be like, wow, look at us, we're sharing
Right.
so much with the animal kingdom, right? Would we call? Yeah, I guess a spider is an animal. I guess a spider is an animal, isn't it? Insect.
Well, I bet I put it in
insect is
the-
an animal.
I put it in the
Yeah.
animals category, but I guess it is up for debate. Are they freaky non-Earth creatures?
Yeah.
Is it just a demon spawn?
Right.
Would we say animal?
I would say, I guess if we're talking about the animal version of a spider,
Yeah.
I would say that the blood is. There's also that thing where like our blood is a certain color until it oxygenates.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm assuming this is a post-oxygenation blood color. Let's go red. Let's go with my first instinct, gut instinct.
And I do, if
red.
this helps, I do want to clarify the question with help from Derek Michaelis. What color is spider hemolymph? It's more hemolymph than blood.
Now it's different for me.
Thank you, Derek. Red.
I was going to say red, and then oddly, by hearing it as hemolymph, it
Yeah.
made me think clear. It made me think clear, like
Okay.
a saliva color. So I'm going to say clear for the blood.
Okay, it is pale blue due to the presence of hemocyanin. Pale blue.
God. Well, at least I still have $10.
You have $10. We're going somewhere for dinner for $10 so far. If
Jordan got back to me.
parks,
Jordan got back to me.
Yeah?
Jordan Dunn got back to me.
Yeah, he parked so he could Google.
Involving 3 helicarriers that would patrol Earth. What was the name of the SHIELD operation that was initiated in direct response to the Battle of New York? ? He says, woof. ... The incident ? Or project incident ? You know who would know that? Someone other than Jordan, apparently.
My God, he got incredibly close. Not Project Incident, but Project Insight.
I mean, come on. Oh, wait, I just misread it. That's all it was. I didn't read it right. That's so weird. He has a hard time. I should have said this. He puts extra syllables when he spells words. That's just a fun bit that we do.
That is remarkably close. I want you to know, chat is getting these.
Okay.
There's been somebody getting pretty much any one of them in chat. So I have correctly gone not like so insane. And you've obviously identified the right friends.
And we're in
real close.
To some degree.
And maybe in episode 2 of this, I'm gauging the difficulty of the questions better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was incredibly close.
Oh gosh.
You have 6 categories left on the board. You still have your random chat member. You also still have your ask somebody another one. So if you think Jim, Jordan, Jesse, or Jordan, wow, there's so many. Would also be knowledgeable in one of these other categories. That is still on the table.
I want to go to chat.
Okay, which category would you like?
Chat. I want to go to chat for books to film.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll in chat, and I want you to tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Scrolling.
Yeah.
You probably wanted to go pretty early because now I'm all the way back to.
Oh damn!
It might have left already. No, I'm scrolling back and forth. I'm scrolling back and forth.
Okay. Yeah. Stop.
Okay, and then I'm just moving up and down my cursor on the thing, so you tell me when to stop again.
Stop.
Okay. If you are here, TigerMund3, who volunteered themselves to answer a question about biology.
Okay.
They said, I'm a bio major who had to work full-time plus full-time school, so pick me if you want a 20% chance to get it right. Okay, so...
But I'd say that's an 80% chance of books to film then,
TV,
because I'm
film.
assuming that's where it all...
Okay, TigerMund. If you're there, TigerMund3, and this is actually pretty important. I'd say no one else in chat put the answer in here because this obviously TigerMund obviously has to be reading chat to see this. So, TigerMund3, if you're here, please answer. What author, who is far more famous for creating another character of page and screen, wrote the novel Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in 1964? So I want the author of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, 1964, with the clue, they're far more famous for creating another character of both page and screen.
TigerMund, I'm just going to tell you right now, I love you either way, okay? This is not an easy question. I'm very glad that I did not set myself up to have to answer this question, but you know who would know that? You.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we haven't seen even just like a I'm here or anything from TigerMund. Everybody's adding TigerMund.
Yeah.
But
okay.
TigerMund did respond about the, I thought it was white. Yeah, TigerMund was here for the spider chat. And I'm going to, TigerMund, just so you can see it in print, I'm going to toss this into chat. TigerMund, what author, who's far more famous for creating another character of page and screen, wrote the novel Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in 1964? Maybe you stepped away, TigerMund.
Maybe TigerMund's finishing the last chapter of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang right now. TigerMund3.
TigerMund3.
But that's also, look, Now we've done that. We've cast that lure, right? And then
That's
now
out
we
there.
can continue. That's out there. I haven't heard back from Mike Sang yet on my IT.
That's
front.
okay.
What were my other options? It was just chat or
You
myself.
can go back to one. You can go back. One person is allowed to receive 2 categories.
Oh yes. I'm gonna go.
Oh, whoa, Tiger Mud.
Oh, Tiger Mud's back. Clear the air. Here we go.
Oh my God! I watched this as a kid at my grandparents'. Isn't it Ian Fleming? It is Ian Fleming, author of the James Bond, creator of James Bond, and also Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Tiger Mund comes through huge.
Tiger Mund, you are joining us for a $20 dinner.
You have secured for Chris $20 at a restaurant of my choosing. We can collaborate. We can pick together.
That might be the final question we all agree on.
Fantastic. You've got
wow.
6.5 minutes.
All right.
And I will say, if any lures are out that get responded to in the immediate aftermath, while the clock, whatever, I'll allow, because I hadn't fully explained the premise for the first three minutes.
Let me look for other J friends.
Yeah.
Let me look for other Jeremy. I'm gonna go Jeremy Sloan.
Jeremy Sloan.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Jeremy Sloan. Might Jeremy Sloan know about pop music, art history, biology, geography, or IT? You can go back to one of your previous friends for another category. Is your brother home? You could shout upstairs.
That is true. I'm going to go to Nick for one here in a quick second, but let me quickly text Jeremy. I'm going to go for the category of pop music.
Pop music to Jeremy Sloan.
Yeah. Hey, Nick? You're here? Yeah, will you come over here, please? Yeah, will you come in? What do you want? You're gonna be on our podcast real quick, and you're gonna answer a question. Okay. Will you give him the?
Well, I need you to select the category, Chris. That is,
I was gonna
you
say,
have to know who would know that.
Oh, Nick would know something about biology.
Okay, you wanna? Does he have
no geography? No, he'd be doing geography. Yeah, he maybe know about geography. Yeah.
Can he hear?
Sit down, put the headphones on. This is very quick. Just do it quickly because I'm on a clock right now. You get this, I get $10.
Hello, Nick. Welcome to You Know Who Would Know That? You Know Who Would Know That, where Chris had to pick friends of his to answer difficult trivia questions in categories that he thinks they would know. You have been chosen to answer a geography question. I'd like you to tell me which sea lies between Turkey and Greece. Give me a sea between Turkey and Greece. If you correctly answer this, Chris will get an extra $10 towards a dinner at a restaurant of my choosing. And try to avoid looking at chat.
And Greece.
Between Turkey and Greece,
Just a sea between Turkey and Greece.
Which sea lies between Turkey and Greece? I will say you might want to think a little bit about the history of those regions. You might be able to just associate names with those places. That might get you somewhere in the direction of a sea between Turkey and Greece.
Of just a sea between Turkey and Greece.
Yeah.
I have 2 answers in my head.
Yeah.
And I think it could be either of them or neither of them.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I feel real confident so far. And I need to answer this soon.
Yeah.
Fast.
You can tell Chris he's got 3.5 minutes left to text people.
You have 3.5 minutes left to text people.
All right, I'm texting.
This is a in-person text, basically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Red Sea.
What was your other one?
The Baltic Sea.
It was the Aegean Sea. The Aegean Sea lies between Turkey and Greece. Thank you for playing. You Know Who Would Know That. And in fact, Chris did not know who would know that.
What was it?
The Aegean Sea?
Aegean. The Aegean Sea. The Aegean Sea.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good to see you.
You're welcome, Chris.
Yeah, thanks. So it wasn't the Dead Sea.
It was not the Red nor Baltic
It wasn't the Red
Sea.
or Baltic.
It was the Aegean Sea.
You did better than I would have done. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, at least I thought I knew who would know that. And I'm not. I'm.
I think,
Not-
like, by
I'm
the
not
way,
getting
just
a
so
lot
you
of
know, 99% chance Nick would have gotten pop music.
That is true. I just because in my head I burned pop music
Because
from
you already texted
reaching out
Jeremy.
to Jeremy. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
And I probably should have flopped it. I feel like Jeremy would be great at geography. Jeremy would have all of the categories in his head. I'm gonna do a double up.
Do a double up.
Reach out
Who
to
are you doubling?
Jordan Riggs for pop music.
Okay.
Great.
Here you
All
go.
right.
Is he ready?
I'm assuming he is.
I'll give it to you.
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
one double up was allowed. Chris has used now his double up, his chat random, and his I'll take that one for me. Our pop music question, which I thought was phrased kind of weirdly, and I didn't really have time to edit the phrasing of the question, but I think it's clear
Okay.
what's being asked. 2009, which American electropop group that had previously given us the hit Snakes on a Plane, parentheses, Bring It, released a jam with Leighton Meester called Good Girls Go Bad? So we're looking for
The American
band
electropop band.
that gave us both Good Girls Go Bad and the Snakes on a Plane theme song. Who wrote the Snakes on a Plane theme song?
Because when those good girls go bad,
Oh, you know 'em both.
Girls go bad.
I definitely thought this was I thought if you took this one yourself, I thought you had a really good shot, and I thought Nick would have had a good shot when you were calling him over. I was like, if you give him this one, I think he's got a good shot at that one. But Jordan's got a shot.
Jordan's got a shot.
Jordan's got a shot at that one. I would not have remembered, but once I saw the name, I was like, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, what is that band? What is that band's name? When the good girls go bad, go bad, and they like bad, bad. It's got like a
This is
filter over it.
This is always shocks me as one of when we do that group of us does like bar trivia together a lot. It always shocks me. Chris is like our powerhouse of like 2006 to current like very radio pop stuff that I've lost touch with, that Chris is always up on.
Somehow has still kept the little the neural pathway lives on strong. Or just my Spotify is very, very specifically repeating itself.
There was the timer. I think for sake of because of how late I started the stuff, I would say if you want to send any last things, and then the lures are out, and if there's any,
yes, I'm just gonna send lures for the last questions. Is
Great.
what I'm gonna do.
Send an art history, a biology lure. You've got an IT lure out and a pop music lure out, and then we can transition to other stuff and pop back to this
Yes,
as needed.
I'm gonna text.
But so far, $20, baby.
This is I mean this is a huge win, by the way, because it's usually the most I could ever win is like $26 on the damn.
Usually I
alphabet
keep
game or
this, but
whatever
I was
it
just
is.
like, I could take Chris out to dinner.
But this is I'm liking this, and honestly, look, we're gonna go out, we're gonna go to the place, and you're gonna probably be like, oh well, we gotta get that on the menu, and then you're gonna bump it up just like a little bit.
I think probably what we'll do is we'll split it, and then I'll give you the $20. It is not $20 a Patreon. But
no.
$20 is a good meal. Yes, it's limited in LA. LA is pretty expensive, but $20. We're having a nice time.
Oh yeah, I'm going art history for Anthony Kuntz.
Oh, I think that's a smart pull.
Yeah, but he's probably on a plane right now. I think he's on a plane to Italy right now.
Yeah, that's a tough. But maybe he's got that
But I was thinking maybe
in-flight
he's got
wireless.
maybe we're getting we're going straight into the stratosphere on this. Maybe he's a plane. I stay on the web on the plane guy. You know, that's a specific kind of person. I wouldn't pin Anthony as someone that does that, but
yeah,
certainly could be.
maybe.
Okay, and I have to get out. Okay, we got biology still, and then our IT is out there, but I haven't heard back from Mike.
And that was part of it. Was someone might not get back to you in time.
I'm gonna text Brian Singleton just because
And that's art history or biology?
that's gonna be IT. Just because I think he'll give a good answer.
Great.
All right, Brian, I'm on a podcast with Jack. This is a silly game show. I text a friend to see if they can help me with a trivia question. It's IT is the category. Can I text you a question? Oh my god. Can I do also just one more bonus chat? Can we do a second person in chat? Can we do break a rule and get one more, and we can do the biology
Great.
chat?
Great. Let's break a rule.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling. It's because you just wanted to hear more of this.
Yes, really me. That's it. Yeah. Oh, you better go back further. My like back scratched. Now.
Okay, tell me when to stop.
I'll
And
tell
if
you
it's
when to
Tigerland
go.
again, we're gonna
Stop.
Right, Hayden Davis. Hayden Davis, are you there?
Hayden Davis, I definitely sense that you are a biologist. Something about this tells me you're a biologist.
Hayden Davis's chat comment: Cosmos bigger, chitty chitty bang bang. Sorry, I know you said don't do the answer.
That's good. He's right out the gate with this stuff.
Hayden, are you around? And would you like to hear a biology question? Hayden Davis says, oh no! Here we go, Hayden.
Yeah, all right. Got that confidence out the gate. That's what we need. All right.
Hey, Hayden, what's the smallest bone in the human body?
I think I know this one personally.
What's the smallest bone in the human body, Hayden?
Real quick, though.
I'm putting in.
Do you know who would know that? Hayden.
Chris, you know who would know that?
It would be Hayden.
I want to hear Hayden's, and then I want to hear yours.
Yes. Great. Oh, Anthony, I got back from Anthony. We're going art history.
Please
that art
ask
history.
Anthony, what cubist's work? Hold on, let me get it in chat for you. What cubist's work featuring outlines of birds was the first piece by a living artist to adorn the Louvre? And then some extra information about it. It covered the ceiling of what was once King Henry II's antechamber and caused an uproar in Paris. So you're looking for the first living artist's work to be in the Louvre, and it's a cubist featuring outlines of birds. Hayden, here we go. Oh, that's actually an ear bone. Do I need to be more specific? Stirrup. Chris, give me a reading here. We lodging stirrup as the official guess?
My answer was going to be anvil.
Okay.
From the inner ear bone thing, but that I don't have enough confidence behind. And I would feel like an anvil would be bigger than a stirrup. So smaller stirrup. Let's go with stirrup. I'm with Hayden on this. I'm a ride or die.
Great.
Chat hasn't let us down. Let's do it.
I am double checking if they're different. I have a different answer. I think it is a different thing. No. Okay, this is why I wanted to check, because I might have had. Okay, correct.
Yeah?
Correct. The answer that I had was stapes, and I'm like, stapes might be another word for stirrups. You got it. You got it, Hayden. It was stirrup.
Oh.
It was stirrup. You just got Chris. I mean, now our options are pretty wide.
Hayden,
$30
I knew
dinner.
you would know.
You're buying your own drinks, but you're getting a nice app and a nice entree at a sit-down LA joint.
And Hayden, prime that stirrup for what I'm about to say. Thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. That was amazing. Jordan,
thank you to Tigerman 3. Yes,
Jordan Briggs got back to me. 2009, which American electropop band had previously given us the hit Snakes on a Plane, Bring It, released a jam with Leighton Meester called Good Girls Go Bad, Sorry I'm at Work, and had a customer? I have no idea. Leighton Meester can sing? Question mark? I'm locking it. That's my final answer.
Leighton Meester can sing is unfortunately not correct. Chris, you didn't stumble upon it, right? Because you know the song, which is shocking to me. I did not know that song.
Good girls go bad. Good girls go bad.
That song, and the reason I remember this being a thing is that I was like, did you name yourself? Did you form around the Snakes on a Plane song and name yourself based on the Snakes on a Plane song? Because the band is called Cobra Starship.
Cobra Starship, yes. That would have, that would have been we're at bar trivia, and then 3 papers in, I would have come back around and been like, it's fucking Cobra Starship.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that is the pod. The timer has gone. That is the pod.
No, I got another answer. I got another answer. I got Anthony Coots came in here. What's the Cubist work featuring outlines of birds was the first piece of a living artist to adorn the Louvre. It's covered the ceiling of what was once King Henry II's antechamber and caused an uproar in Paris. Brock! Exclamation point. I think first name is George's?
Yay! Oh,
Anthony,
Chris, that
on a
was
plane,
that felt to
presumably.
me like a really hard question when I put it in there, and you knew who would know that. You knew who would know that.
Of this.
You knew who would know
I
that.
knew who would knew that.
Oh,
I knew who would have known
wonderful work. Wonderful work. $40. I'm taking you to a nice dinner.
that. Yeah, you are. Oh man, I'm gonna have to like get a lot of food to go and hand it out to.
Yeah, it
Hayden.
doesn't have to be. I mean, or now we're getting drinks. Now we're getting apps. Now we're
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a whole
yeah.
it's a whole night.
Shout out Hayden, and then it was Tiger
Tigermund 3.
Tigermund 3.
Hayden, Jim, and Anthony came through huge, contributing $10 each to Chris's dinner fund because Chris knew who would know that. And then the theme song, by the way, I totally forgot to play it earlier, but the theme song to this one is track 5, which I never heard.
Yes. Also, what was the IT one? I didn't get we have to resolve that melody, but the question was.
Sorry, Mike never got back to you, bro. That's part of the game.
Gosh.
Oh, pretty good. Theme song for it. You know who would know that? Was brought to you by me spending too much money on my friends.
And now, what would you call this track?
Oh, this,
Jack?
I would call it Carousel Parade. And it's
Yeah,
important
but
that it's
what would they
pronounced
call
Parade.
it?
They would call it Clown Fucking Cool Guy.
Believe it or not, that is not the name of the track. It's a 3-word title, and it's one that just really tickles me. I'm going to give it to you right now.
Yeah.
The name of this track, Polka Dot Macaroni.
Polka Dot Macaroni. Oh, yeah.
Well, what a wonderful pod that was, Jack.
What a wonderful
road.
pod.
You brought me closer and further away from some of my dearest friends.
Yeah, I made a real wedge between you and Jordan Riggs, who failed you twice.
I might have gotten him fired. My brother, I could sense that no part of him wanted to enter this podcast. Yeah, I could sense that. Well, okay, Mike Sang's gonna text me about. Okay, send me the IT question today at 5 p.m.
Yeah, and I'll give it to you later, just so you have it.
Okay,
Maybe
but
we'll
no one,
tell
we're
chat
not
when we sign
we
up.
know the
when we finish the podcast, and
I
when
see.
so that
Yes.
the podcast listeners, they never get to know it.
Totally, to be clear.
Okay, you had to be here live for that one.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Chris.
Wow. Okay,
Wow.
let's
Those were two
let's
pods.
settle back into the pool, right?
What a finish there, Anthony Kuntz.
Wow.
Fantastic. Who is
On
a
a
director
plane,
of photography
presumably?
of so many of our sketches.
Basically all of our
We
stuff.
shot with him 2 new things yesterday that he absolutely crushed and are going to look so good. And the man knows art history. And you know who would know that he would know? You would know that he would know that.
And you know who would know to set up a podcast about who would know who? You.
Okay, Chris, it's come to the time of the show where we ask ourselves some important questions about the 2 podcasts that we just potted.
Was this a good podcast?
Was it fun? Was it repeatable? Did it add value to the world?
Whoa, wait. Hold the presses. Jeremy Sloan just got back to me. About
Okay.
IT.
IT.
No, I said pop
You
music.
did say
But
pop
we're
music
doing
or art
IT.
history with it, but we'll do IT. We're doing
IT.
Let me get back over there. Hold
We're
on.
doing
hold
IT.
on. Hold on.
Jeremy
Where was
Sloan
it?
got back.
Where was it?
Okay, hold
Where did I
the
put that?
phone.
Over here. Okay.
Hold
Okay.
the phone. Put the song. We need to go back to polka dot macaroni. We need to transition back in.
I allowed this for $50 dinner, Chris. What am I doing? I really thought a lot of this was going to be you not hearing back from friends while you and I chatted about restaurants. That was my real idea for this podcast. I was like, we'll set the lures out. The joke will probably be it's hard to get a quick contact from friends, but
I will
Chris,
say this is the fastest anyone has ever texted me back for some reason. It's
you're
a Saturday,
a
a Sunday
deeply
sweet
social
spot or
person.
something like that.
You've got some great friends who are coming through in the clutch. What
Really?
and chat, mostly chat. It was so far
Yeah,
half
yeah.
chat. What
Yes.
technology from Microsoft allows desktop applications to link to the web?
I think this is going to be great for the people that Jeremy is with right now, because he just said, on the heels of what I texted earlier about pop music, he said, "Yeah!" ! With some good pop music heads.
Oh wow,
And
he's
hanging
sourcing
out with he's with a group right now.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's allowed. I said now the category is IT. Here we go. What technology from Microsoft
we've ventured
allows desktop applications to link to the web?
We
I haven't
ventured a
gotten a reply.
little bit into who would know that,
Right.
but I guess that is probably the logical spin-off.
I'm getting text bubbles. I'm getting
Okay.
text bubbles over here.
Okay.
I'm getting We're getting drum roll. I'm seeing a visual drum roll right now. API.
Unfortunately, the answer was ActiveX. ActiveX is a technology from Microsoft that allows desktop applications to link to the web. It was ActiveX. Nobody got that in chat, so maybe that's actually just a hard question. I don't know. I don't know about these things. That was kind of my point. I had to pick stuff that wouldn't just be anybody.
But that's not the point of the podcast. It's not that. It's who.
And it's not
would
even
know
that.
No. It's
Yeah.
not me. It's not we know that.
Exactly.
Wow, I think we actually that helped a lot for our decompress of these podcasts, because we just learned now fully all the nuances of this podcast. Wow. I'm going to text them now that was fully wrong. Hang on.
You have the option to text them that was fully wrong, or my pitch, never talk to them again. That was fully wrong. ActiveX was depreciated in 2013. This is a very old question. That's like a late 90s question. Well,
I said ActiveX, amazing. Jack admits it was a fully impossible answer, and then Jeremy just comes back with, cool. So yeah, that's
ActiveX
you
is
created a
very
riff
dead,
there,
I think. Yeah. Guys, it's tough to, obviously, if I was doing this, this is a pilot. In the second episode, right, it would be, I would get people who know about these things to write good questions.
I'm now realizing that maybe it was all meant to be that we just let IT just kind of float away.
I
as a
was
question.
definitely least
You were liking-
confident about that one. I was just trying to think of, I had a law question, I had and I was like, I need some ones that are just like really like it's going to be out of wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You're going to need to know, because I thought like a lot of these things are LA circles of like entertainment industry people would know, but I'm like a law question, an IT question, stuff that like Chris is going to have to, you did exactly what I'm like, I want you to reach into like high school friends who have gone off on other paths.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Wow.
Well, there we go.
Wow.
Two
Just a fun.
pods.
I forget how fun the feeling is of the flip of the cast. The idea that like when you're in control of it, that's a different place where your brain is, and then when
Yeah.
you're receiving it, that's a different place for the brain.
I had a blast, and then I was very stressed.
I felt there's a level of like the person in control of the cast. You feel a major responsibility.
Yeah.
And you're hoping it's going well.
Nate comes through. ActiveX is technically still supported, so
Okay, as long as there's a troubleshooting hotline.
valid question.
Okay.
And we can all agree Cobra Starship.
Is certainly still in Chris's rotation.
Certainly, yeah. Well, there we go, Chris. Those were 2 pods. We, of course, remember name that tune parentheses, but it's a rights-free song you've never heard before. Just let's start there.
Well, we're going to figure out, was this a good podcast? Let's start with, was it fun?
I had a lot of fun.
I had a surprise. I had more fun than I anticipated I would have with it. And you know what made it more fun was that the element of you playing the songs repeatedly and then being able, I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that we're going to be able to like talk while the music's going and like ride a vibe, come back and start and like, use it to like.
And that I
fun.
I think it was smart that you sent them to me and I had control of them, because it allowed me to go like, I need to hear a little bit more. Let me get a little deeper into the song. Let me hear what's going on. But as a guessing game, I found that very fun. I thought it was appropriately impossible, but then with a fun direction for it to head in. And then we're just playing 20 questions with some clues, and I liked, and it helped me refine. I think next time I'm playing 20 questions just in general, I've just got a better than is it bigger than a bread box starting question. That's really helpful.
Exactly. Yeah. Is it more of a cityscape or a hacker screen? What was the scale?
On the spectrum between city lights and cool hackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, do we just want to? I mean, we can just have this chat.
I like this. I like just being us talking over it like this. Yeah.
Cosmos,
great.
Cosmos.
Okay. Cosmos.
Which is gonna make its way into a sketch of ours soon.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. There'll be a wink. Now, the main question I'm worried about here, or I'm not worried about, I just want to know your opinion on, was it relatable?
Yeah, I found it pretty relatable.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it. I think it was like I just really saw myself in this podcast. You know?
Yeah.
It made me feel like I was
wondering.
Listening to rights-free songs, trying to name what they would be called.
And we've all been there.
It made me feel that.
Was it repeatable?
That's a question for Epidemic Sound.
Certainly. I would
That's a
say
question for
whatever
you
the
about
limit,
the depths
the
of
limit
the
of the
Epidemic Sound
depths of
library.
their.
But
we've got at least 2,000
easy.
episodes of that one, I think.
Easy.
Yeah.
It seems very repeatable. It does legitimately seem like we could do a lot of that. And you bring someone else on, they got to name the tune. Then you could
bring on musicians, bands, people that might be like experts in the music realm. We bring on an actual artist from the rights-free library, but we're not playing their music, obviously.
There's maybe even an episode, a different structure could be an episode built around one song and different guests, and we're trying to see what each of them think that song would be called and should be called in each of their journeys. I think that's worse. I think I made it worse.
No.
I think I made it. I think I messed it up.
No, but it's fun to mess it up on occasion.
So was it fun? Yes.
Yes.
Was that suggestion
bad?
relatable?
No. Was it repeatable, that suggestion? Yes.
I could keep making bullshit
I have
suggestions
bad
ad nauseam.
suggestions. I think you can do it forever.
I got it, man.
But the main tentpole question, Jack.
Yes.
Did it add value to the world?
Well, yeah, no, I wouldn't say that it did.
Right.
Because it's just us talking about, we're not even adding anything to the, it's art that already exists that we're using to just sort of vaguely comment on for a silly game.
Yeah.
And if we come up with a better title, it doesn't change anything about, it's just a bit of fun.
Right.
What do you
But
think,
then,
Chris? Does
your
it add
song,
value to the world?
Well, it adds value to my world.
I didn't even know we had a catchphrase.
I don't know how that happened, and now we gotta have T-shirts, man. I think that you suggesting your versions of the songs that obviously of course they're gonna name it something like that, but this song, this is what it would be called.
Yeah.
It's enough, uncle. I think you added a lot of value to the world because you gave chat literally 50 band names.
Right.
You know?
And because all the people who will listen to that rights-free song in their free time after listening to this podcast, they've now got an extra layer of enjoyment, which is our other titles. So
exactly.
That's the whatever we measure that added value as, we added that value to the world.
Yes. So we don't have to give a scale of the value. Did it add value?
Yes.
Yes.
Some
okay.
amount.
Some amount of it.
To my world.
To my world.
We're
okay.
so low.
Okay. I'm trying to do the emoji that Jordan said. His answer. I don't know. All right.
Our second podcast was called You Know Who Would Know That? Open parentheses, question mark, backslash, period, close parentheses.
I know this isn't one of the questions, but I'm going to throw it out there right out the gate. One of the best titles to a podcast I think we've had.
I felt good about that. I felt good. I've had a variation of that as a real game show in my mind for a while, and I like walking to the computer today was like, what am I gonna call it? I mean, come on.
I mean, and yeah, it's where lightning strikes. You met the moment.
Yeah. I think both
Just
titles.
like throwing.
really,
that was you
really
throwing
strong.
your phone out of the pocket.
Yes,
as
thank
jumped
you.
in the pool.
Thank you.
You know.
Was that fun? Did you have fun, or did you feel
I
really
had a
put on the
blast.
spot?
No, I had a very fun time. I think that we did. What's great about that the fun of that one is the fishing. When the fish start to come back, like the casting lures is stressful because it's like, oh, we're under the clock. I got to get all this stuff out there, and then you've created some entropy, and then the end of it is just this kind of like, now you don't know what's going to show up and who and when, and that gets very fun.
But I liked, I should have asked more about your thought process on each person, because I think maybe I knew too much about these people to immediately know, like, oh, that was a good one, or that's will he know this, whatever.
That is
true.
true.
I think it was fun for me. Maybe I could have made that more fun for other people to see your thought process of who you should reach out to for each thing. I think that was fun. I could have
Also very fun engaging with chat. I thought that was great.
Yes.
That was very fun.
Was it repeatable?
Yeah.
It's just a game show.
Yeah.
You could
I
do
think
that.
it's like you run out of. I mean, you just got to make more friends.
You gotta make more friends, or we have to have a different person. It would be you and I doing like host, and then
Right.
In my full pitch for this as a game show, Chris, if you want to produce this with me, it's a party. We show up at somebody's party, and the host is the contestant, and they gotta like run over and find people who they've invited to their party who they think would know each thing, and tell me about the person who. That's pretty good.
That's fun. And then it's just kind of one of those like, hey, everybody come to my birthday.
Yeah.
100 people that come through in the carousel.
Sign a release.
And there's a sign. There's just a small little printed paper on the wall saying like your image might be used.
Your image might be used. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then picture this: the person who hosts the party, a $10 dinner with us.
Come on. How could you say no to that?
The important question, Chris: did it add value to the world?
Oh, $50 worth? Yes. Is that what I got? I got 50, right?
You got. Let me check back over. I think you got 40. Jeremy, you thought you were getting 50.
I
but
thought
Jeremy,
I was getting 50.
Jeremy did not.
Yeah. I didn't do the pop
Did
music
not get
to
you
that
there in
side.
the end.
Okay, 40. Maybe
I
that
was
was
so
my subconscious trying to always like just a little extra 10. You know, make it nice and round. $40 of value.
$40
but
of value
yes,
to your
it
world.
absolutely.
Well, I will say
added
net
value to my world.
Net. It added $40 of value to your world. It
And it
subtracted $40 of value.
No, but think of the joy you brought your friend.
The dinner
Yeah.
will add value to my world. It will
That
be
will
nice.
certainly bring-
we'll go to
yeah.
a $40 dinner. That's a nice dinner.
Yeah. What was the $40 range of what you were suggesting restaurant wise?
I don't know. I mean, I think like that we're in a zone there where most like, that like sit down above cash, like
we
your
go
cash.
we go to
that's
we go to
We
Chevy's.
could go to Little Downs.
Fresh Max.
We could get a lot at Chevy's.
Yeah. We got to drive to Sacramento. I don't think they have them down here.
I don't know if they do.
Anymore.
Yeah.
So we have to factor in gas.
And that
Just
subtracts
go towards gas.
from the environment. That subtracts a lot of value from the world if we're driving all the way to Fresno.
Chevy's.
Go to Chevy's.
But they do have that tortilla machine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it didn't add value to the world.
But it added value to my world, Jack.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
was episode 1.
Episode 1 of season 3
of
Chris
Chris
and Jack's
podcast pilots.
I'm just gonna say right now, if we do a whole season 3 and we do a vote and if that one for some reason got brought back, the prize pool is gonna change, bro. Okay, I'm not committing to
more money,
right? There we go. We're called right. Wrap it.
That's
Play
it.
the
We
theme
wrap
song
it.
again, and we're gonna say that's the podcast.
And should do we say goodbye on the other side of this to everybody?
And then we'll
or is
sign
this
off
it?
then we'll
sign
finish
off. Okay, yeah, but this is the end of the podcast.
This is the end of the podcast.
Yeah, okay.
So when we do that edit later to release this as a podcast,
Then we've just
somewhere
we've
around
swapped that
here.
out. Yeah.
yeah,
Make a clean edit, like the less we could talk at the end.
you want
Would be helpful for the like.
an easy out point.
Yeah. From an
Does it
editing
need to be like
standpoint,
a punch?
it's round.
So you want like a little
Punching
bit of a button.
something?
No, like a button.
Pushing a button?
Like there's a button, there's a punch line to the whole thing.
I don't know if we need to punch it. anything.
Okay.
I guess I could use. I mean, I got the sound effects library. I could just do a sound of like a.
Again, that's not. I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. I'm saying like, do you need there to be like an end line, like a funny thing we said to end?
Well, then we got to do a whole writing process.
We could
right?
come up with
Do,
something
like
now.
voiceover. Okay.
Okay.
Do we do probably the pool stuff, right?
Yeah, that's
We
what I was
do,
thinking. It'd be a
have, like,
callback.
the
So we
pool
just say
stuff.
like, "Oh,
I drowned.
we both
Oh.
drowned."
We both drowned after, but at least you're. And then okay,
No, but you
so
have to
here's the
stop.
visual.
It's important that you stop talking.
No,
Like if
but
you
I
just said we both drowned, and that could have been it.
No, it's we both drowned, but camera. I'm gonna do a visual.
Yeah,
by
and just so you know, there's
Ray
only like
Lon.
20 seconds left of the song, so get it out.
We both drowned, but the camera now is tracking upward out of the pool and zooming off over to this grassy knoll area that's like at a higher elevated portion near the pool, and we zoom in on this perfectly dry phone. Chris and Jack's podcast, the Pilots podcast, special live episode, artwork on the front.
I mean, you stuck the landing.
Right, I could. That it helped that I could hear.
I mean,
the,
you heard
like,
the
tail,
resolve,
but
and you
come
really,
on now.
and you
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah, yeah.
landed it.
And then
You
what a beautiful
really
visual,
landed it.
right? Did you not see what I was
I loved
painting?
And I saw not only what you were painting, but what I assume you're gonna do as a visual effects thing for
Yeah.
the Patreon release of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, but now it's not the podcast. Just so
Now
you
it's
know,
the okay. We
this
can
is
drop
just the live
fakeness.
stream.
You know, now we're actually
this is
in the
just
stream.
the live stream.
Wow. Thank you for hanging for our podcast. That was really fun. It was fun
really
to do
We're
it.
back in there.
Yeah. I just got a text from Brian Singleton.
Okay.
Who said yes, he's ready for the IT question.
Okay, you can ask him.
I'm gonna just ask him the question.
Or if you
about
want,
the
I
IT.
could give you what were the other ones that I didn't end up using? Hold on. They weren't
Yeah,
they
give
weren't
me-
actually categories of it. I still have a question about shopping.
Yes.
Shopping
yeah.
was going to be one of them, and law. I have a shopping question and a law question.
I'm gonna text him the IT question.
Okay.
I want to compare. No. Let's go law. Let's go law.
Law.
I want to go law.
Okay, I think shopping was a smarter play there, but I'll give you law. It's a pretty tough law question.
That's why I want to put Brian on the spot here. The category is shifted to law. Here we go.
Which legal term, roughly, quotes, we send in Latin, is a civil arrest warrant? This is American law, by the way. Is a
Brian
civil
says
arrest warrant
perfect, by the way.
put out when a
The
person has
category is
failed to
shifted
appear
to
in
law.
court?
Perfect.
Which legal term, roughly, we send in Latin, is a civil arrest warrant put out when a person has failed to appear in court and may need to be physically brought to court by law enforcement?
Okay. It's sent.
Yeah.
But this isn't on
I'm
the
gonna
pod.
need him to
This is
text you
just on
back
the boat.
Latin.
Latin, is it?
Oh, it's going to be, the answer is,
Oh, it's in
I want
Latin.
it's a legal
Yes.
term. The answer is in Latin. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Well, that's why I chose Brian. Not even knowing the question, I knew it was going to have to do something with a foreign language.
Yeah.
But now I can even read chat over here. I can
Yeah.
kind of veer back in.
Yeah. Well, what were y'all?
Subpoena?
I want to scroll up to just see if it was like, I do not like this. This podcast is bad. This is going poorly.
This is not giving value to my world
I don't
at
like
all.
listening to this. I don't know how to leave. It's not actually subpoena.
Unsubscribe.
It feels like it should
Unsubscribe.
be subpoena, but it's not.
Brian says. Brian's response to which legal term, roughly, we send in Latin is a civil arrest warrant put out when a person has failed to appear in court and may need to be physically brought to court by law enforcement. His response: wait, I'm a little drunk. It's pride.
That might not be his answer.
No,
That's context.
That's this context for what
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
now
yeah,
seeing.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
now seeing
Yeah.
text bubbles coming through. Subpoena.
I feel like it feels like it should be subpoena, but the actual thing, yeah. Snow Pair got there. It's Capius Minimus is I've never heard of this term before. Again, this was one of the ones that I didn't end up using because I was like, that's hard. Even that seems hard.
I'm gonna
Ask-
just say.
ask Brian-
I'm just gonna say yes to Brian.
Tell
and
you.
then I'll tell him. I'll tell him later.
And then if he wants to, while he's drunk, ask him what apparel company was founded in 1818 in New York City, as is considered by many to be the oldest U.S. retail company still in existence today.
I'll send him that real
I
quick.
was hoping you said that one because I feel like that one I feel like Brian's got a shot at while drunk at Pride. Oh, I'm moving you. I forgot.
That's me dancing. That's a little Irish exit maybe. I texted him that last question that
Great.
we'll round out with, but
You're looking
thanks
for Brooks
to everybody.
Brothers, by the way. You're looking for
Brooks
Brooks
Brothers.
Brothers.
I'm getting text bubbles.
There we
I'm
go.
getting text bubbles right now. No, it's gonna come in here any second. But this is what's great about that
And
pod.
yes, happy Pride to all.
This is how it goes with regard to the gift that keeps on giving with regards to this pod episode. Is that people can keep chiming in later throughout the day.
Yeah, baby.
Brian has an answer.
Yeah.
Levi's?
Brooks Brothers.
I'm gonna tell him yes.
Yes, tell
Again.
him yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then later I'll explain.
Whatever,
You were drunk, man. I was texting. It was fine. You're having fun.
I remember we had a good time.
Yeah.
The value of the pod is how it connects you to your friends. That is true. That was a nice connective. It's about what do you know about how do you celebrate your friends? How do you know? How do you shame Jordan Riggs?
I really
Who
hope
has
that
prominently
I wish we could
featured
have,
in our podcasts many times.
I really hope there was a situation where he's with a customer and then genuinely is like, I can't. I'm sorry.
Sorry, do you know Cobra Starship?
Cobra Starship?
Well, thank you so much for joining us. If you are interested in this podcast, there are two things I'd like to tell you about. One is that there's 2 seasons of it on our Patreon right now, along with stuff like monthly live streams. We do something like this, usually not the live podcast, but we do a podcast where we hang out with our Patreon once a month at the very least. This month we're doing it way more than that. You also get early access to new sketches, BTS picks, and updates. We do every time we release a sketch, which now is twice a month. We do deleted scenes, outtakes. We do a director's commentary. And if you liked this specifically, there's one season that's findable elsewhere, and then there's one season that is exclusive to Patreon. If we do a season 3, that will also be exclusive to Patreon. We have not confirmed or announced that yet, but that's definitely a conversation. That would be a Patreon exclusive. And if you liked just hanging for a live stream version of it and want to do that again, on June 18th, a Patreon-only live stream, we'll be doing another live episode of Podcast Pilots, the podcast. That's we're trying to vary up the times of this. So we went like weekend daytime. That's going to be a weeknight West Coast time. So for those of you who can make it, for those of you who want to wake up in Australia and hang with us, we'll be doing another live episode of the podcast. That'll be on Patreon. Then it'll live again there as another episode of the podcast. Season 3 is underway, and so much fun stuff is happening on Patreon. The growth we've had on Patreon, like we said, is nuts, and it's really immediately helping guarantee that we're going to make more sketches this year and keep going. And we hope you enjoy and hope you're around. And if you can't support the Patreon, don't want to, that's all right. Thanks for hanging anyways. We get it.
Plenty of stuff coming through on all sides.
Yeah.
And if anything, if you ever just want to listen to some music sometimes, dance,
Yeah.
just come back to this stream that we did, the VOD, and play this track right now.
Didn't hear this one.
This is not a dance track.
I picked one at random that you'd said that
Yeah, this one was this one's No More Drama. That's why I skipped it. I was like, oh, it would have been a fun,
It's
like,
kinda too much
it was
drama.
it was kind of a ironic title there. It was gonna be like, oh, if I did 6, it would have rounded it all out.
Yeah. Get out there.
Just get out there and vibe, you know?
Might run through the cosmos as you enter the code.
And the code reads cursor COSMO apostrophe SCOSMOS. How am I freaking nailing it with timing on
So
song
good.
breaks?
Thanks for coming, y'all. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for being patrons if you're patrons. Thanks for thinking about it for a second if you're not. Thanks for just being around. Thanks for being you. Thanks for knowing who would know stuff, Chris.
Thank you for knowing that I would know who would know stuff, Jack.
Here's me again. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. Y'all have a great rest of your June. We're over here doing this June Patreon drive. Check it out. And we'll be on this live stream for another 7 hours. Welcome back. We're doing another marathon live stream. I forgot to tell Chris, but that is the plan. I queued up every sketch we've watched together. So not ones we've been in, but sketches we've watched together. So if you want to check out while we watch some Key and Peele, some Matt Colbo, some Britannic, we'll be here for... Actually, I forgot to keep vibing!
That's like 12 hours. No, it's like 20 plus hours of watching live stream.
That'd be too much, right?
Be too much.
Yeah, I think we'll call it here.
We'll call it. Okay, yeah, we'll call it here. But
Yeah.
I can dance still, right?
You keep dancing. I mean, I got us such good momentum for an exit, and then I did that little fake out joke because I saw
Yeah.
somebody in chat say, psych, it's a marathon, and I was like, that's funny, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now how do we, we just
This
slowly...
is now we slowly fade. We slowly fade with the music.
Oh, the shit, the music's raving.
We got to make sure that we fully give any momentum that we had gone
Yeah.
first, and then you have to rebuild it.
Yeah. I don't know. The way that I just moved us off screen, I can't even find us anymore.
Where am I?
I don't know. I
Where am
can't
Jack?
actually
I can't see
undo
you
it.
anymore. Where
I'd have
are
to
you?
switch to somewhere else. I don't know.
Where are we? Are we dead?
Yeah, we drowned again. Mr. Wuggles, you're right. We drowned again.
I'm behind. Wait. I'm behind the U.S. Bank building. Where are you? I feel like I'm back here. I'm wandering. Meet me at the Disney Concert Hall.
Okay.
What are you? Tell me what you see.
I see Grand Central.
Yeah. Go up.
I'm at, because of when this photo was taken, I'm at Staples Center, not the Crypto.com arena.
Oh, I gotta go back in time.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Got
And then
it.
I'll just
Let's just-
do I just hard cut the stream? Like, how do we ever, what do you
That's
think?
the only way. That's
Yeah?
the only way that we can go back in time. You have to cross the streams.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's
See
the
you guys the
sci-fi
18th on-
plausibility.
On Patreon if you want to. Bye.